taking so long? There we go. Live stream. Everything's working.
Wait.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Creative Exploration with Pers. And tonight, my special guest is Safety Mark. Mark works with Deforum and a bunch of other crazy stuff. And I'm going to let him explain who he is because, why would I do that? But yeah, welcome everyone. We're gonna do Deforum tonight, so hope you like older tools because we're gonna go back and we're gonna. It's funny in this climate we're always like,
I've got a load of audio feeding back.
It might be. I don't know. I think it's good on my side, so I think that's on your end.
Oh, hang on a minute.
I mean, it wouldn't be one of my streams without audio problems, so. Everyone knows to just wait.
It's me. I just turn it off. I've got the stream open on two computers.
Right on. I see. Yeah, they were fighting.
Muted. Hello, everyone. Yeah, sorry.
All right, cool. Yeah, so this is Mark, and I'm going to shut up and let Mark tell you who he is.
Well, yeah, just Safety Mark, just an AI explorer. Some of you might have already known me from the Deforum Discord. And over the last few months, I was helping out the Deforum team that set up Deforum Studio. Got lots of cool presets with Deforum for them, and I'm going to jump in and show you how to get those set up basically on Automatic 111, so you can start diving in and making some of those animations you've seen everyone making with the studio on your own machine. I shared the link the other day on my Twitter. I expect some of you have already seen it, and that's over on my GitHub. If you can see this, have we got this up here? Yeah, it's on my GitHub here. Deforum Studio preset Safety Mark. You'll find it. It's pinned to the top of my Twitter page.
That was it.
We've got a whole folder of presets up here.
It's also linked in the description below if you need it.
Brilliant. Yeah, we'll put all the links there. It's pretty much all of the presets I made. There's some that you won't find that are in the studio, and they were made by Adam, aka Art and Tap. And I'll let him share his own presets. But like I've made a few others that are kind of like these 3D motion ones, which was like Adam made that 3D cam one. And I've just like replaced them and made about 4 new versions myself. And if I get time, I'll come up with some new ones. So all you need to do is just go to the code, like you know how to download stuff from GitHub, download the zip. And the other thing you'll need to do, because all these presets work with these little hybrid videos I've made, which some of them helping direct the motion of the video, and some of them are just there to help keep things, it helps with the settings I use to keep smooth things out, and it stops it baking. So if you click on download, it'll go to my Google Drive, download that folder, unpack it. The other thing, I mean, all the instructions are here. I'd say, like, I work with, these are all set up to work with SDXL. I mean,
interesting.
You could probably, I don't know how well they play with. I haven't tried 1.5 for a while, but
no, you know what? That's cool because honestly, we spend all of our time in SD15 because of AnimateDiff. So this is exciting. We're gonna play around in SDXL. So do they work with? Do they work with Lightning as well?
They should do. But like, I don't use any of those. I'm on a 4090, and when I've tried those LCM models, they're kind of cool.
I'm on a 4090. Ooh.
But I've optimized these settings so they do run quite fast. Because I'll go through it in a minute. But so
here, let me switch to your screen. Let me switch to your screen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So I advise. So I don't know if you had it on before.
No, here it is. It's up now. This is Mark's screen, everybody.
Yeah. So the Deforum Studio preset, Safety Mark, GitHub. Just download the zip from here. You all know how to use GitHub, I'm sure. And like I said, SDXL. They're made to work with SDXL, and I really recommend going getting ProtoVision. That's the model I used to make all these, and it's quite good at helping smooth things out. It will work with some of the SDXL models, but I think they're optimized best to work with XL, ProtoVision XL. Not all of the SDXL fine tunes are that good, I don't think. Some of the better ones, they should be fine. But that's up to you. So if you want to start testing them, I'd say start off with ProtoVision XL, and then you're using them exactly how like I sort of built them to be. And you can use any resolution, but this is the resolutions we were using in Deforum Studio. Where the good thing with ProtoVision is SDXL, you need to use 1024 by 1024 or like variations of the minimum million pixels. But SDXL is one of these models is really cool where you can actually go down a bit below the those values and still get good outputs, and that will help you speed up your generation time, even just dropping those there. So download the hybrid videos, download the presets. There's some settings here, but I'll go through those. I'll jump straight into the forum here, and I'm actually, they'll work in any version of the web UI, but I've actually got Forge up and running here. Even with a 4090, it gets a few hits per second quicker, but you can use them in whatever version that you've got. So if I just grab, I'll start off with something simple. Grab one of the presets and just post it into the link here. Oh, that's the wrong link.
Make our faces a little smaller so you can see more of your screen here.
Okay. So we just paste the link to the preset, load the settings, and then we get this horrible Gradio area where it all times out. You have to close all these bloody windows like that. That's good. So we've loaded up the base preset here. Now, when you load them up, they'll be 768 by 768, but I'm going to switch over to 1024 by 576 and we'll do some landscape presets. Now I'm just going to bump it up. Like 18 steps is fine with SDXL. I recommend this sampler here. You can get away with less steps, and it's one of the faster samplers as well, so it's pretty good to use. I'm just going to bump this up to 20. I've loaded in Evolve Slow, but I'm just going to change this batch name here so I can find the videos easier earlier and call that Pers. And I'm just going to make some changes to my output file because I want it to delete all the images while we're doing all these tests. There's a little error there, you see that? We're on Rife. You can switch them to film. They're all set to work with Rife because it's just a bit quicker, but film is probably slightly better. But like for optimization, especially on the stream tonight, we're just going to use Rife. That's pretty cool. I'm using 12 steps because we're going to interpolate 2 times and go to 24, and this helps us keep the speed down as well. So these ones on my machine, they're not going to take too long, but even if you've got a lesser machine, these settings are quite nicely optimized. Now, before I put a prompt in, I'm just going to go over, like I have it set to 3D. Even if I'm doing 2D, I always use 3D, and like I find the controls better. And you can just turn depth warping off. So let's go back. So like if you see here, I've got a really low strength schedule of 0.4. Now, normally if you use 0.4, you're going to get a lot of really fast changing images. But the reason we need to do this is because part of the little trick I've been doing to keep things nice and smooth is I'm using a fixed seed. Now, if you've ever tried to use a fixed seed before, you'll know that it goes all washed out or flat shaded, or you get over baking. But this is where what I do here is I'm using a fixed seed, and it's a random fixed seed. So every time I start generations, it'll be a random fixed seed. And then I turn on subseeds. So if you've ever played with subseed scheduling as well, you'll kind of think it doesn't really work or doesn't do anything. But the trick is if you just turn on subseed and just use another fixed subseed. So I just leave it at 0.1 because it doesn't matter because we've got the random seed for the main seed. And then I just use a little formula here to schedule the strength. So this is just putting a little bit of variation in where we're mixing 2 fixed seeds together. So pretty much we've got a fixed seed, but but it's slightly just changing the strength between
really
subseed. Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. Like pretty much use the same formula all the way through. What I've done here, if you've ever used FrameSync before, I just use a pretty simple sine wave. I might have slightly varied it for some presets and tried out different things. If you look at my values over here, I never go to 1 and I never go to 0. So we're always blending between. We're never going all the way over to one seed, like the sub seed, or we're never going all the way down to the main seed. So I mean that's it basically. But in order to keep that looking smooth, you have to use a low strength. But because we're on a fixed seed, it kind of doesn't change it too much as you would do normally. If you go down to 0.4 and you're using you're using ITER, you're going to get a load of like refreshes on the images.
Yeah.
So
Extra
yeah,
flicker.
yeah. But there is still caveats with these settings. You also need to have some motion going on
In your
because you'll still
mask?
get the baking. Well, this is it. Like, see, I use two techniques in this particular one.
Oh, you're actually moving the Deforum camera as well.
Both, but when I made this evolve slow preset, I wanted to have one without any camera movement, and that's
Right.
really tricky to do. Now I've got this little formula here, but it's hardly doing anything. It's just a little zoom in and out mini, but you don't see anything because we're down at 0.4. It's sort of refreshing that image quite a bit, but because it's on the fixed seed, it doesn't change the image too much, but it is refreshing it. So you don't notice the movement, but that's just to help it out. But I use a hybrid video input source. Now I just need to set this up.
Let's just tell people what hybrid video is real quick.
Yeah, so hybrid video lets you like input a video input, and then you can composite, like in this particular instance, I'm not using it. You can composite some of that input video as like loaded every time it takes a frame from the image as a new init image for each new generation as it runs through. But you can also copy the movement from the video. So we just need to do this here because
it basically helps to smooth out that flickering thing that happens in Deforum from frame to frame, and it usually end results with like a much smoother video.
I'm just like clicking on these because there's some bugs sometimes. When you open up, you don't see all the settings, and you have to switch over to turn them on and off. Yeah, so you've got like, you can composite some of the video into your generation. I don't generally use that a lot. I just go with this hybrid motion. So what it will do is, instead of using camera, or as well as using the camera movements, it will track the movement of your input video, and that does the movement basically. So these hybrid video inputs I'm using here, when you load up my presets, I've already got this saved, but you'll see this part here. It's in the instructions. I've just put here, place your path here. So you just need to keep the video, the name of the video I'm using, and then just replace it with your link.
Right.
And for this video, I'll just quickly drag it over. Because, can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just using a little noise because really all this is doing is helping me push those pixels around. Yeah. And yeah, that just helps keep things smooth. It's just like an extra layer because I'm not doing many camera motions basically on this one.
It's similar. How do you do like real-time diffusion with like Touch Designer? Is you have masks like that are slowly evolving and usually looping or whatever, and then as long as it's pushing the pixels around, it gives the noise a bit of it
sort
tells
of
the noise
pushes
where to
the
go
pixel
basically,
onto a new area of that noise. So it stops, so that helps the baking stop. What I'm going to do, I'll just drop a prop in. We'll just quickly run this evolve slow preset. Hopefully, oh god, well, I'm not copying the links properly. Right, just copy this over. That should be all right. Psychedelic style, monkey hybrid, octopus, fractal illustration, vibrant colors, swirling patterns, abstract forms, surreal, trippy. So let me just double check. I've loaded the links correct there. Got keyframes. All the settings should be good. I've just tweaked them slightly. Pers. And if we hit generate, we'll get this. There we go. And it's only given me a small viewer, which is another annoying bug with the web UI. Sometimes you get a bigger viewer, sometimes you get a smaller viewer.
Yeah, I noticed that one. Yeah, I noticed that one.
Oh, it's annoying, but you can zoom in kind of here.
Yeah.
I mean, these settings alone,
the nice thing about Deforum is you get to see every frame that comes out. With AnimateDiff, you don't.
You
only get to see frame one.
But sometimes, like, and this, I used to do this a lot when I first started. I'd see something I don't like the look of, and I go stop. I mean, sometimes that is useful
good.
Because
it's good.
Yeah, but sometimes I know that something's wrong, but other times I've wanted to stop it and I haven't. And when I watch the final video back, it's just a frame. You don't notice it. It's all right, So as you get more experience, you kind of get to know what is an actual mistake and what actually might be something quite cool at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
absolutely.
But I mean, with my settings that I'm using here, I mean, another layer that helps is the interpolation as well. And then as you in the forum, you've got slow-mo mode, and it's just literally this tick box here. And you can tick that on. And what I was doing in Deforum Studio was just putting it up to 4 times and just slow it down back to 2. So it plays back at the same 24 FPS. So we'll just leave this on 2. It's got about another 3 minutes to go through.
For sure. So what do you use FreeU as well?
I've been experimenting with it, yeah, because this is another thing that's been added to the Deforum Forge version, FreeU. But yeah.
Oh, are you rocking Deforum Forge?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't set that up yet. Actually, we should maybe set that up for everybody after this.
Yeah.
Because it's faster, right?
It's a little on less so on a 4090, but I definitely get a couple of hits per second quicker. But the thing with Forge is I've noticed that, and a lot of people have been commenting, there doesn't seem to have been any updates for quite a while. And when it first come out, there was a big post saying they were going to keep it up to date with all the thing. But there's a load of pull requests sitting there waiting to be pushed. So, and some people have said they've got some bugs, the control net not working properly, and that might just be this Deforum control net. But I've used the control net here, but just the IP adapter. I don't actually use control net a lot. Because I just get too irritated by how much it slows everything down. But for IP adapter is really quick, so I like doing that. And if you want to use
awesome.
Yeah, and if you want to do the same as the Deforum Studio, they've got image prompts. It's just IP adapter. You can download it. Bit big. No, not that one. I've named the preprocessor slightly different here. BitH IP adapter, and you can just download it. Sure, you already know if you used it on some of Percy's workflows. It's just the IP adapter plus, and you can drop your image link in here. We can maybe do some of them in a minute.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to drive your style with an image, because prompts.
Yeah,
prompts are great, but sometimes you really just want to hone in on one that's very specific.
And you can mix. You turn the strength down, and you can take a little. I was doing some really cool animations of that, just getting some styles straight from it. Another good thing this is what I really like. The FreeU is a bit weird. It might be good for some I think ProtoVision is such a good model. Maybe I don't need FreeView so much when I play it because it seems to adjust the colors.
Have you found that it just kind of darkens everything a little bit and too contrasty?
Yeah, I spent some time playing with images and I wasn't that enthralled by it. What I did like about it was I was playing around with turning some of these up wildly and then just getting everything to glitch. The Koya high res fix is definitely good. We don't really need it in this instance because we're only doing 1024 by 576, so you generally get a pretty good composition. But SDXL is not so good when you do if you want to do weird up to 1920 by 768 or something like that. You start getting those extra arms and legs, and Koya high res fix, and it works well with Deforum. The problem is, see now Rubes kindly ported over Deforum to work inside of because you can't just install the regular Deforum. You need Rubes has got his own version. For this
Forge.
Yeah. So you need to install his version, and he helped me set it up. Well, he also made his own version of Forge because this is another thing. They haven't done some pull requests. There was a bit of a bug when it was loading the control nets, IP adapter. There was a 3 second between each time it did the next frame.
Yeah, that's because Deep Shrink doesn't play well with control net. Deep Shrink and control net hate each other.
Yeah, but Rubes fixed it basically. And he pushed a pull request to get it for them to update Forge, but they haven't pushed it through. So he's got his own branch, and I'm not very good with Git, and there was loads of commands I had to type in for Rubes to get me to switch over. But I mean, if you're not worried about using that straight away, you can get Forge up and running. So we've got this animation here. I am gonna just drag it over because if I play it, the annoying thing with Deforum is if you click to show the video, it won't show you the one with the rif or the film.
Yes, I know. You have to go look in your what do you call it? Output folder.
Yeah. Ooh, what was that? Disconnected.
What's that?
Oh, I heard a disconnect sound. I was hoping it wasn't me.
No,
that's
I think
fine.
we're good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how well it comes across on the stream, but I mean, You still
Looks
get the
great.
big changes. You
Yeah.
still get the big changes. But like if you turn those subseeds off, like what you get, the flicker with Deforum is a lot of the really finer little details and noisy. I mean, this is
It's
once you
really
upscale
cool.
it as well.
It's very cool.
Once you upscale it, yeah. And then if you want it smoothed out even more, you just go over and, like I said, turn on slow mo. I'll just quickly go through. I'll load up another one of the presets and
go
show
for
you
it.
like some of the other crazy stuff I was doing, and then
This
we
is
can
great.
go from scratch and make something. What should we go for? I'll go for Evolve Glitch because I love these glitchy ones.
We got some new people in the chat. Robin Fernandez is here.
Oh, that's Rubes. Shout out to Rubes.
And
if anyone,
humans here, and Instant Nerf and Gaussian splatting. What's up? And what's up, everybody? Thanks for everybody who's coming out.
Hi guys.
What's up, Retro Punk? What's up, Dylan? What's up, Frank? What's up? Holy cow! Yeah, we got a lot of people here. Tall chat tonight.
Right, so I've loaded in the Evolve Glitch preset. Hopefully it loaded in. Sometimes annoying, it doesn't load. Right, so I'm just going to go back to my base settings. Just going to pop this up to 20. Go back to 1024 by 576. And we'll change the output folder to pers.
Because why not?
Oh yes, I see. I've got so many folders of things. I accidentally deleted about 200 gigs worth of Deforum animations yesterday. I was trying to delete all these like loads of PNGs I had, and I must have included, when I swiped them all, I thought I didn't include the videos. And because it was so big, it was like, do you want to permanently delete them? But obviously I make so many videos, I don't think I'll miss them. I'll just make some more. Right, so same again. This one, I've got an even lower strength. I can't remember for the life of me remember why, but I think it's part of the fact I wanted this glitch effect where it flickers around. And we've just got the same subseed settings on here. And most of the motion, well, I'd say all of the motion actually, from this is going to come from the input video. So I just need to change over the link. Got a little 0.6 translation on there. I use that quite a bit sometimes when there's no movement. You don't really see it, but it's like another thing, just like driving some pixels. But you
how do your motion masks react to the cadence stuff? Does it kind of break them? Like if you start cranking cadence?
It doesn't like cadence. I think that's it's either to do with hybrid video or my subseed settings, or a combination of the both.
Yeah, because it's skipping frames, so it's skipping something. It's skipping some steps somewhere.
I think reallybigname has like fixed something to do with like hybrid working nicely. We'll switch over in a minute.
Oh, like in Reforum? Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah, because I was like turning on cadence with hybrid and stuff like that, and it was playing nicely. So there we go. But then you've got your old, yeah, you know, you got to pick your right moments to use these things. So I need the glitch to your file path here. We'll pop this over. I'm missing the drive number. Right, so I've just changed the link so it points to glitch 2. And if everyone wants to see what this glitch preset looks like, if any of you guys have been playing with Deforum Studio and you wondered how this little glitch thing works, it's probably not as clever as you think it is. Let me find a video. I'm in the wrong folder. Here we go. And I want glitch 2. There we go. I just made a crazy mess
Nice.
in After Effects. And that's enough to just like switch all the pixels around. And when you get these big white bits, you'll see like it changes. We'll run it.
Nice one.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just really the crazy movement just does things. So let's check we've got everything turned on nicely. I just want to add a couple of things here. I want to delete the images. We've got Rife on 2 times. Yeah, that'll do. I think it will run. It should all be set. It's just changing the link. Oh, I need to put a prompt in. Oh, what's the get? The good thing about the web UI is you can actually use it without a prompt. It'll just make its own image. But it's usually some random weird photo.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
A
see if it gives us
monkey,
a
a
nice
monkey
bigger.
hybrid octopus.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Exactly what you asked for.
Yeah.
We've gone full octopus. Oh, we've gone full monkey.
Yeah, the monkey. This is gonna change quite a bit because that glitch one it sort of moves
I
slowly.
wonder if the octopus and monkey are on your two subseeds that are just whacking back and forth.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like it.
Yeah, it's one of those when you watch this, you think this is gonna look terrible. It's just flicking.
Yeah,
around.
but
But
it'll
when you
probably
play
look
it
cool
back-
as hell as it morphs back.
Oh,
and
it
forth.
does look cool. It does look
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, especially you can turn this one when you put it on slow mo as well. It sort of warps and moves and quickly. And I've got a few variations of this glitch preset. Sometimes where I took that video and I just mixed it with, I think it was a different one, pretty much like that turbulent noise one I showed you before. And so it's smooth, and then I'll just flash that on for a little bit. I think it's Evolve Pulse, so I'm using keyframes. So you can like make your own masks, mix them up, and you can switch between like having something like that noisy background with some more crazy movement, and just make a video with that, and then keyframe some camera movements on the motions. We'll do some more motion stuff in a minute, and actually like build some stuff from scratch.
Right on. Trying to get our heads out of the way of the text.
Yeah.
I think I need an ultra wide monitor so that the streaming's really annoying for everyone who's watching, but it's good for me.
Yeah, I've had to pull my monitor closer to me. This is another thing. I was trying to use Comfy the other day. My eyes are getting a bit worse.
I know.
And like my main monitor, I can't remember what size it is. If it's like 30-inch or something, it sounds quite big. But like when I was in Comfy, I had to zoom into the nodes quite a bit to be able to read what they was, which meant I was constantly scrolling all the way over here and there.
Yeah,
it was getting on my nerves.
yeah.
But like I've got a big 48-inch 4K, but that's like higher up on my wall, which I use for my TV. So it's like it's above my main monitor, but like it's too much stretching my head up there. It's all right for a secondary where I just want to have some like, you know, I'll have like the terminal open and check out how everything's running and another thing, but you can't use it as a main monitor.
Got some new peeps, really big names here. Glitch Candies is here.
Really big name. Really big name. We're gonna need you. We're gonna need you in a little while when
we're about to
jump
over to Reforum.
He's gonna be going, no, that's not how you use it. That's not what you're meant to do. But we're gonna try and work it out, and you can give us some tips.
We'll make it work.
Well, there's so many new cool little things, and like I was playing with them, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. But I really want to find like, you know, what can you do with it that's, you know, the unexpected things, finding those sweet spots, and like get it to do some unusual stuff.
Yeah. Boop, doop, boop, doop, boop. Yes, please do. Really big names that he'll stick around. All right.
Really big name. Reforum can do another video mask from hybrid compositing in addition to the normal video mask. Yeah, you know what? These other things, settings, and I know I'm using. We will switch over. Really big brain in a minute to Reforum, and there's all this
really
like
big brain. I like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I opened up Reforum. I've got it over here at the moment. The other day, and I was like looking at these extra settings that we've got when we go over to like the flow tools. And you start turning on morphological throw, and I was like, "Oh my god,
this fine, like this
really,
slow,
really big brain,
this fast, this fine."
We'll get there. These are some of these
this medium
comp mask stuff. I haven't got around to playing with all this consistency mask blur. I haven't got around to playing with that stuff yet. It's still little bits of Deforum I haven't turned on.
Yeah, it's the time spent like X or A being like specific settings is time well spent, because like,
yeah,
you know, once you understand that stuff, then you can use it. But until like, if you're just changing random settings all the time, like more than 3 or 4 settings every time you do a run, you have no idea what you're doing.
You got no one's having an effect.
Yeah.
Well, see, I did that the other day. I loaded that Reforum and I just started turning everything on. And I was like,
yeah,
just because I just wanted to see. And then I was like, go back to the beginning, go back to the beginning, strip it all down, just do one thing at a time. And...
Yeah, because if you, second you change 2 things, you're
Yeah.
you're in no man's land. You don't know what you're changing.
Yeah. But sometimes to get the things to work well, you have to change two things. But yeah,
Oh, for
but
sure.
you
But
don't
that
know.
comes from the intuition of knowing what they do over
Yeah.
time.
Well,
Like
you
now
don't know
you
which
could,
two
like, when
things
you
they
start up
are.
a project, you could change 14 things and know that they're all the right changes. But
Yeah.
when you're exploring, it's not like that.
I mean, when I was doing this little subseed trick, like first of all, I was using it with ITER because that's
Right.
what you would think. And then I was kind of liking some really weird results I was getting. And then I had this brainwave. I was like, this shouldn't work if I put this on two thick seeds. But it did, and it was just like a combination, like I say, turning down the strength and keeping some motion going. So like that's finished now. So we can get this monkey octopus. Have I got the right one? Oh, I better change this. Details. And go to date.
Whoa. And that's the glitch one?
Yeah, that's the glitch one.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's just all from that video.
Mhm.
That video input driving the motion. I mean,
Very
and I
cool.
think if we go back to the settings, like another thing you can play with here is the flow factor. I've got it set quite low, a 0.5, because it's quite a crazy motion. Like for some of them, like you could, like sometimes I like playing around with this and putting a schedule and having it peak right up because it seems to react to the motion more. The more you turn up this flow, really big names probably saying that's not what it does. But yeah, if you turn that up,
He's typing
it
right
will
now.
react
Yeah.
to the motion more. Yeah, so I will put this on a spike every now and then. It will just go and you'll get it to warp more.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, so that's the glitch. We can do some of that in a minute. We'll play with some crazy stuff.
That's the other thing. Like every single one of those fields where you see like a value like that, you can schedule those. Like if like, just for the noobs, like
basically
you can even use FrameSync to load a wave file in and have it react to the audio over time. So like this is where Deforum shines like crazy because you have a frame by frame control of literally everything.
Yeah, I mean, and this is literally like what I started doing when FrameSync came out. Shout out to Jack G. I really love like FrameSync. Simple, opens up your web browser.
Yeah.
And for someone like me who has no idea how to like
write the math,
like I'm like come from the audio world, so I like seeing a wave and like
visualizing,
play around with it. And you can
the
copy
curve.
the keyframes, like you can make the whole keyframes, and then you can go in and adjust them one, or you can just put this formula in there. I mean, once I got hold of that with these formulas, I just started chucking it on on anything in there. What happens if I put some crazy formula on there, and then you just start getting these like crazy random things happening. I mean, don't be afraid to break it, and start playing around with them. And we could do some FrameSync stuff in a minute. Right, so that's enough of those. We've done some 2 presets. I might quickly. I'll start with a base preset of something. I'll just go back to evolve slow. And then we'll build something new on that.
Very cool. Yeah, it's fun to be able to use SDXL because like Hotshot's okay, but it's not. It's I can get way better stuff.
This is what I've heard.
Like
when everyone I keep seeing all the, even though it's pretty amazing what the 1.5 can like do now. Obviously, it's been further trained since SDXL come out. People kept training it. And I've seen some cool things, but I keep saying, "Oh, I really want to be able to," because I've got so into using SDXL. I mean, I don't know if I can tell the difference with some of the stuff I've seen you do with AnimateDiff. The quality's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point once you're the motion and once you're like deep shrinking, you're you're blowing stuff up correctly to that size. So like it's just really a resolution of training data versus you know, thing, and like the motion model of AnimateDiff itself is incredibly powerful. Like I think it's doing a bunch of extra heavy lifting in the background in the sense of keeping subjects
because
looking like subjects and stuff.
Because that motion is so impressive, I think it kind of like makes up for the difference of the quality you get in SDXL.
Oh yeah, if you look close at the SD15, they don't look that awesome. Like If you stop it and look really close, it's like, oh yeah, there's some
Just
stuff
before
there.
SDXL come out, some of the fine tunes for 1.5 were getting really good anyway. So, right, so I loaded this up.
Master Effects asks, what's the main difference between AnimateDiff and Deforum? Deforum goes frame by frame. It uses the frame before it to inform what's going to happen with the next frame with a mix ratio and then a bunch of other stuff on top. So it's very fast and very reactive to what's happening. AnimateDiff works on a motion model, which is like a context window of 16 frames. So it just kind of sticks 16 frames of motion, stitches them together over time to make a batched animation. So you don't have as much control frame to frame, but the motion is much smoother because you're just walking over these context windows of time. So if you look at ADIF animations versus Deforum animations, just look at a bunch of them, you'll start to understand the visual differences between them. But yeah, it's basically, Deforum its power lies in its reactivity and its speed, and ADIF's power lies in its smoothness and like weirdness, because it's really good at jumping between those context windows and just causing odd stuff to happen. So it's, they're both awesome and you just use them for different reasons.
Yeah, Deforum's got its own vibe. I mean, a lot of people, they see Deforum. I mean, I get it. You type a prompt in Deforum, and at the end of it, you get video, and they're like, "Oh, text a video," but essentially, it's an image model. We're using an image model, and
it's like a really good slideshow.
Iterating on each image, so it generates one frame at a time. And like you said, AnimateDiff is like, was it 16 the maximum it does? It goes up to.
Yeah, and then they're sort of stitched together with an interpolation window between them, and then you can make batches as big as your VRAM, basically.
Oh right, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So right, okay. So let's make some like fun, like put some of these some movements in, and we'll start with. Let me just think. Maybe I'll do some audio stuff. Yeah. So if you can you switch over to my laptop and I'll just quickly set some stuff up. I'll make a new input video for hybrid based on some audio. I'm going to use After Effects.
Hold on, your Mac is not showing up. Why is that?
Has it lost a link? Do I need to rebuild a link or something?
Possibly. Let me check. That was the first link you sent me. Let's see if it's working on the site.
Would it be the same link?
Oh, did you change the Mac one?
No. No, I did the PC, didn't I?
Yeah, it's just giving me a black screen.
Okay.
Try restarting the Mac one, and send me the link. Wouldn't be a Purr stream without technical problems.
The old link's still here. Oh, you've tried that link, have you?
Yeah, it's still connected. It's just not working. I don't know why.
Right.
It should be here.
So I need to quickly close that down and take... you sent me a link earlier.
Yeah.
Set this up.
So...
ABS, screen to share, entire screen.
Right, Professor of Cadence. Really Big Name says, I'd love to figure out how to integrate AnimateDiff into Cadence, even if it's even possible. The trick is that Cadence keeps motion keyframing going during Cadence. Yeah, that might work. The thing is, you kind of have to start with 16 frames. So you have to start with a cadence of 16.
Yeah. It's like you get 16 frames at once. This is the problem when everyone was like...
Yeah, if you do less than 16, it actually makes noise. It doesn't have time to coalesce into a mode. It's interesting, and I like the noise it makes, but it's not usable, really. It's just goo.
Right, so I sent you another link.
All right, let's try that out.
Hopefully that brings you over.
Technical problems. All right, let's try this view. Bloop. And what do we say? Hey. Okay, it's working, I think. It seems to be working.
After Effects?
I see your Mac, and it is After Effectsing right now.
Perfect. Now, I'm going to use After Effects, but I mean, I know a lot of people probably don't have After Effects, but
Yeah, I usually use Blender because it's free, but
I
that's
know,
After Effects is cool
yeah.
too.
But I mean, and maybe you can show people how to do the similar thing. I mean, I've seen you show people how to make masking Blender as well. And before I jumped in, got like sucked into this AI thing, I'd been learning Blender every day for about 6 months, and I was really getting into it, really quite enjoying it. Following lots of tutorials, but I'd start to break out and do my own thing. And I mean, there's a lot to learn in Blender. And like with all those nodes stuff in Blender, I mean, I was only following tutorials, but the other stuff I was getting to grips with. And then one day I went down the rabbit hole of AI, and I didn't go back to Blender for ages. And every time I'm trying to open it up, it's like it's still in there, some of it, but there's lots of key commands and stuff to learn. So to save everyone's pain of me trying to do stuff in Blender, I'll do it in After Effects and see you can recreate.
Yeah, I mean, it's really about what you make it in the fastest, right? Like, that's the
Yeah,
thing. It's like you don't have to learn every single tool, and like everyone's always
exactly
like trying to chase the next thing. It's like if you are really fast in After Effects, get really get even faster in After Effects. Who cares?
Yeah,
but
I do know After Effects fairly well. I know After Effects fairly well, but it's one of these things like I might not touch it for 3 months, and then like I might make something can be on it every day for ages, and then I suddenly my brain refreshes on everything, and then I come back to it and I'm like, I know I can do this. Where did I have to click? But I mean, what I'm going to do here is pretty simple. I just made a new composition, and we've got it the same size as I was using Deforum, which is the 1024 by 576.
Right.
And I'm just going to start, and I'm going to add a new solid layer. It's a black solid, and then I'm just going to duplicate that solid layer, and one of them is going to be my base. I'm just going to lock that, and then on the top solid layer we need to create a solid layer because I'm going to add one of their generators, which is this audio spectrum. And if I turn up composite on origin, and it will be composite on top of this black solid. If I set the color of this wave to be white, because I want to make just a nice contrasty input video for hybrid. And then what I can do is I've already got in the project, I've got some like little wave files. You probably won't be able to hear the sound from here because we were having trouble getting that to work earlier, weren't we? But let me have a little look. Let's start off with, let's see what this one is. Right, so I'm just going to drop a wave file into this composition here. And what that let me do now is when I'm in the effects controls here, I can just select that wave. Now this is now you can see that there, that's just reacting. I think this composition, I'm just going to change my composition length because the audio file is probably a little bit longer, and I'll trim it down. We can go back into the composition settings, set that. I've made these little clips short, so we keep the renders shorter, but yeah, it's only like a little bit. What we can do is we can just drag the end over. Well, we do that with O actually, but I get so many key commands in my head, and then some things are standard.
Yeah,
and then like
then you go use another app, and it's like,
yeah, why doesn't that work? Oh, it's that.
The way Blender nodes work versus the way Comfy nodes work, like that is a lot of work on your brain.
Yeah,
if you're used to Blender. You're like, Comfy, why are you like this? And then you go back to Blender and try to do Comfy stuff. And
yeah, I mean, you can only go in and like change them all, can't you? So they'll be like similar to, so you can make the keyframes the same for each program for certain things.
Yeah,
I used to do that, but then I found like I'd go around my friend's house and he wouldn't have, and I'd be screwed, So it's kind of better to maybe add your own specific keyframes, but get to learn the basics as well. So we've got this. I've just turned the audio off because you can't hear anyway. So that's pretty boring at the moment. We've got this audio wave, and we've got a few settings here. So like we've got the start frequency and the end frequency. For this, I'm just going to start it at 40 hertz because we don't really need to go down to 20. And I'm just going to play with the bass. I'm going to turn this all the way down to 100. And so now we get like a bit of a bigger wave file.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But also I'm going to turn the millisecond, the duration down. So we're just using a shorter bit of the audio time. Cool. So that's going to fill it. And then actually I might go down to 40 milliseconds. Probably, I don't know how easy it is for everyone to see this, but and we can also turn up. Well, we've also got how many bands you want. So I'm going to bring this right down We'll start with 9, but then turn the thickness of these bands right up. Because I just want this to
Oh, that looks good. Yeah, I like that.
drive some motion a little
Yeah.
bit on those audio reacting. And that's like the bass pop in there, and probably a sub bass and a kick drum.
Yeah.
And what you can also do is you've got these little points, so you can stretch it over there like that. I've squashed it up.
It's a little glowworm.
I don't know, analog lines.
Oh, those are cool too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
got
is
some
great for
things
making
here.
masks. I gotta play with this more.
Yeah, and you can use dots. I'll go back to digital. You can also choose like side, which is like top and bottom, so you can have it just pumping up.
Oh, because you could do like landscapes and stuff with that.
Or you can just pumping down.
Yeah, skies and landscapes.
And you can also just do side A, side B. And what I'm also gonna do, let me see. I'll have to put my glasses on in a minute. Like 10 frequency bands, let's do that. So I'm just going to go over here. I've just got a mirror. I'm just going to drive a mirror on it.
Yeah.
And set the center point roughly in the center. So now we've got, that's probably on quite a bit of the audio. Maybe this track. I tell you what though, I'm just going to actually change it because I'm going to put a different audio track in. Because I was playing with one, yeah, I'll do a different track. Oh no, let's stick with this. It's because I haven't listened to this track so much, so I don't know how much. Let's just watch it through and see if it gets to this point. What I can do is I can actually bring up the wave LL. It should pop up, but it's been a bit. No, it's not showing up. Oh, it's because I've got it muted. Is it? It's another one of those annoying glitches you get in some of these programs, but that's cool. Anyway, so we've got this little. I'm just going to play around with this.
That's cool.
I'm going to put it more in the center, and you can also change the height. But I think the height's on this good, so we can have because it's really bass heavy. Like you'll just be getting the ends pumping up. It's just a bit of the wave where it doesn't do much. I probably will change it actually because I want it to react all the way through. Let's see what this one does. We can just drop any other audio file in here. And then we just go back to the, make sure I've got this solid selected. That's where I've got the audio spectrum. And we'll just change that to this file. Whoa, I might have to turn this around. That's got like continuous way through, but I think I've got to slightly adjust the length for this again. It's probably only a couple of seconds. Yeah, we'll just make it just to keep things nice.
And you guys can just like pretend you can hear what you see. You know what I mean? Just in your mind.
What we'll do is I'll make some videos and we'll drop them in Perzy's. We'll drop them in Perzy's Discord, and you can play them back. And
you can just imagine what's happening.
Right, cool. So that should be good enough. I mean, I can come back in and tweak it in a minute. Let's see what this does. I'm just going to quickly render this out. I'm going to keep the audio in actually because we can just get keep the audio in the Deforum video. If we keep the audio in this file, I'll show you. Turn a setting on inside Deforum, and it will add the audio to the final Deforum video. And I'm just going to quickly select where this goes. Pers live, input video, audio react. .morph, that'll do. Hopefully that's all right. And so I forgot to say, I kept the frame rate of this composition. So this video I've just made is also 12 frames per second.
Right. Because you're rife interpolating it
I mean,
2 times.
I
Right?
could
It's
set it to something
224.
else,
Yeah.
and it will just do it, but just to keep things
No, that's
concise.
cool.
Right, so there we go. So we've got that new video. So you can switch back over to
Yep.
the Deforum
Where are you?
video now.
PC. Boop, boop. There we go.
Hopefully, it hasn't lost it. Is it still there?
We're good. We are
Cool,
good.
cool. Copy as path. So I've got this. So where I had before, I've got my videos. We'll just replace it. So we've got a new video in here. There's live react. I didn't quite delete all the old stuff. I've got a new hybrid input. And okay. So let's add a prompt. There we go. We're going to change it. This is what I was playing with before. So you said you didn't have Alter one set up, did you? So we could.
Yeah, we could do that. Setting up auto 1111 again.
It doesn't take that long on Windows. If you just
No,
you can
fast,
just do it from the zip file.
Yeah, it's all good.
Right, so we've got a prompt in there. I've got some safe negative prompts in there, so we don't get loads of boots on the live stream.
Some keep me from getting demonetized negative prompts. Love it.
Hopefully they work. They should work. They
Yeah.
do usually work. They are pretty good, and I'm trying
Usually.
to use prompts. I've played.
Yeah, I know.
I've tested
It's
these prompts, and I wasn't getting so much. Wasn't getting so many.
It gets dicier with the LCM stuff because you're pushing the CFG
Right.
down to like 2, so you're not getting a lot of like.
Oh,
you're not getting a lot of
talking to
variance.
Yeah. See,
But when
that's
yours
another
is
thing
up
with-
at like 7 or 8, right? So you're fine. Or 4.
No, I go down to 4
Oh,
because I'm
okay, yeah.
using. It just looks too saturated because I'm using quite a few less steps.
And
I mean,
the,
I
what do you
think
call
20
it? The
steps
fixed
is
seed
fine
too.
with best.
Yeah.
20 steps is fine, but if you just drop the CFD down to 4 as well, it just sort of helps it looking a little bit less baked.
Nice.
We go 1024 by 576. Sorry if I'm jumping around here, everyone.
No,
Set
you're
this to
good.
pers again. So we've got our audio react movie in. I just need to go over here now and tell add soundtrack from init video. So that the little soundtrack I just added. I hope I baked it in because thinking about it, I muted something on there. Oh no, I left it on. Right, yeah. So the audio file is baked into this init file, and that will add it to the final init final video here. And yes, I've got all my delete images. God, I don't want the images on. I don't know why that's done that. Right, yeah, cool. 12 frames per second, keyframes. I'm just going to delete this. Just going to leave this at 0 for now. We go over to hybrid video, and we've got it. I'm not using any compositing, so I'm not actually blending in any of the video. I'm just going to take the motion first of all.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use optical flow, this medium. When we switch over to Reforum in a minute, there's a whole bunch of new flow methods that you can use with hybrid video. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm still getting head wrapped around.
Wicked.
Now, when you turn this on, I showed you earlier, sometimes, I don't know if people that don't use Deforum that often, it'll be none and you'll switch. You might not get these extra settings pop up. And you just have to turn this on and off, go to none, to optical flow. But I think to get those schedules up, you have to turn on the hybrid composite and then turn it off. They don't just show up. It's like I think it's just one of these Gradio errors.
Yeah, that sounds like a Gradio thing for sure.
Yeah. Like a lot of the times, if you think something's not doing something, just try turning something on and off.
Yeah.
It's the classic. Now, right, I'm going to set the flow factor schedule, but 2 for whatever I was using on that one, it's going to be too high. I'm just going to go down to like 0.8. This one. Now, if everything's right, let me just double check everything. Yeah. CFG motion. We've got no motion. Hopefully, I might need to just do this actually. I'm going to be safe because For some reason, I used to do this all the time on these presets. If I was just using the hybrid, I'm going to put that 0.6. You won't see any zoom, but it's sort
just
of pushing.
moving a bit. Yeah.
It's doing something. Yeah, and like when you use these subseed settings, if you do want to zoom, you have to go quite high, and before it doesn't do anything, it's kind of just like regenerating back in the center all the time to actually zoom.
Oh yeah, because it's always trying to like auto horizon itself.
Yeah. And then like people that are familiar with the fly-through preset, which is probably like the most popular. It was the most popular preset on Deforum Studio. But it zooms in really quickly, and Andy XR, shout out to Andy XR from the one of the Deforum mods, if he's listening, was always saying it's too fast. You couldn't. It gets to the point when you slow it down and it doesn't look like it's moving. So that's why we did that. Right, let's just see if this actually. I think because I'm using one of these presets, it should go. Right, let's generate and see what this does. We should get some bouncing and flicking around. I might need to tweak something.
Oh, look at them teethies. Oh, yeah, look at them teethies. Oh, I hate that. Great job. That's awful. Great job.
Yeah. Why is that one taking 7? Oh, it's a bit longer. That's it. Right, because all the Deforum Studio
teeth change. I hate it when the teeth change.
Oh, is it too much for you? Do you not?
No. It's all good, man. Do your thing. It's all good.
I was worried because I set this up. I was thinking I'd do like a nice mouth like stretching around. And
I know. Like, a friend of mine, Tenzia, he's a music artist and he's an AI guy, and he loves messing with teeth, man. He loves it.
I know some people are probably gonna have phobia when they see it, but. Yeah, it's going kind of crazy.
Yeah, feel free to minimize if this is gross. We're just gonna.
We can zoom down here.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, man, I find it so boring to try to recreate things we've already seen with AI. So, like, as gross as this is, it is up my alley in the sense that, like, you can't really do this with like traditional media, like make someone's mouth melt and like turn their teeth into candies. Like you could, but it would be very expensive and it would do that. Yeah. But here we can. Why not? The candy is just coming out of the mouth. This is going to be crazy looking.
Yeah, it's probably changing around probably more than I was anticipating, but we can tweak that. See if I haven't. I should have the right settings on. Subseed. That schedule should work. Yeah, it all looks good. Sometimes you just hit a good seed as well, and then
Syncratic says it's Takashi 69. He has those rainbow teeth. Get on it. Somebody train the Takashi 69, Laura.
I expect if you look it up on Civet, I'm surprised there isn't one.
Yeah,
there isn't one.
Actually, that might be a cool Laura, like just like grills and like
yeah. Oh yeah, well surely someone's done it.
Yeah. All kinds of like diamond teeth and gold teeth and stuff like that. Let's search Civet live on YouTube.
Have you got the filters turned on?
Of course. Yeah. That place is I love it, but it's horrible.
Yeah, well, I like it's fine now. I've got the filters turned on.
Yeah. When the filters are on, it's great. I like that you can just turn it off and it can exist, and you don't have to think about it. He was
like, "I've just opened up Civet, and it's just wall to wall, like."
Yeah, you gotta escalate them filters a bit.
And it's fine, but like before they had the filters, it was just like the whole page. It's like I just want to find something normal.
I couldn't use it on stream. I couldn't like go exploring on Civet on stream because it was like.
I mean, if that's what you want, that's fine. But like, when you just especially like if you've got, not everyone wants to see that, and you want to show something to someone who's not going to be shocked, who's going to be shocked.
I think I've seen a stick figure fighting Laura. Really big name. I think I saw. Might be SDXL. I know there's a stick figure one. There's also an MS Paint Laura, which is amazing. I love it. It like turns everything into a terrible MS Paint drawing. We should try it with Deforum. I bet it'd be insane. Let's see if I can find that MS Paint one. SDXL Civitai. Yeah, the MS Paint Portraits one is just amazing. I'll link it in chat. You guys can check that out. It's like...
Is it like stick badly drawn?
No, yeah, but it's like MS Paint, like, you know, like hand drawn with like a mouse.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Yeah, like a 5-year-old's drawings. I love that.
But it does that. Those are like from photos of like Keanu Reeves and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Stick figure. Maybe I wonder if it ever I wonder if the person who made it maybe took it off Civitai. Sometimes that happens. They, you know, get a Patreon or something and things. So it could have existed, or maybe I dreamed it. That's always possible too. I don't know if this is anywhere near what you want, but it's ST15, so it's not exactly. It's more like vector drawing. Looks cool though.
Yeah, so Syncratic was asking if Deforum can run forever, and yes, it can run forever.
Yeah.
But when you're using my presets, the length of the animation is actually set by the hybrid video, so it won't go any longer than a hybrid video. So you can make your own input videos, and you make them any length you want. I mean, you can use some of my presets without that high, especially if there's a lot of camera motion. You can sort of tweak and use them without the hybrid inputs. But when I was trying to get those to work, the key was to get everything to look really nice with any kind of prompts that people threw at it, because I didn't want the people having to like, I mean, obviously some prompts are just better than others, so you might have to regenerate quite a few times. But I mean, the idea was like, because like I'd make a preset and I'd run a prompt for it, and I was like, this looks amazing, and I'd change my prompt to like a photographic style, and it would just bake, and I'd have to keep tweaking the settings and using it. So like I tweaked those to sort of work with as many different prompt styles as possible.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have a 4090.
These evolve.
But I was suffering for a long time. Before I got my 4090, I was like just using Colab Notebook. So that's what obviously like a lot of us, we started Deforum on. Before that, Disco Diffusion. And everyone had their 4090s, kept rubbing it in my face.
I said you have a 4990.
99990.
A 4990.
In the end, I thought, like, the amount of money I was spent, because when Colab started charging and like,
I know,
it got expensive. I was like spending loads of money on Colab, and it still wasn't as fast as everyone had on it. So I thought I'll end up spending the 4090s worth anyway, you know?
Oh yeah. I liked when they didn't like you could be a pro, but then there was no credits. It was just like you just had access.
Oh, I had that pro account.
Ooh,
before they changed it. I'd have like 2 A100s and a V100, one in with Disco Diffusion, because Disco Diffusion's a lot slower than Deforum.
Yeah,
be running like 48 hours non-stop doing some crazy animation.
And you have to like be there to click it every now and then, or they'd kick you out.
Yeah. Right, so
because obviously nobody was using it for offline rendering. We were all using it for active research at all times.
Right, so you're not going to get the audio. But I'll drop this somewhere in your Discord. I don't know
just drop it right in the general channel. Yeah, drop it right in the general channel. And people can click on it and hear it.
Flicking around.
That's great.
That audio. And we'll do some more. We're going to because I think the compositing, because you've got this hybrid compositing, so you can let the video file shape some of the actual input video. We'll do that when we go to Reforum, because I think it's might be slightly better, but maybe RBN can give us some tips when we do that, because sometimes I have trouble with it. Okay, so let me just quickly grab this video file. I'll just quickly post it in over in Pers's Discord in the general tab. So if you guys want to hear it with the audio, because it doesn't look, I mean, it still looks cool, but it's a lot nicer when you can actually see the hear the audio with it.
Yeah, and if you guys don't have access to my Discord or you want to join, it's on pers.xyz.
Yeah.
The link is right there. Just click there and go in there.
Join, because Pers has got all these wonderful comfy UI workflows in there.
Yeah, most of the workflows that I cover on the stream are available there. Not all of them, because actually
there's enough there's enough for people to play with anyway.
A lot of them were recently forced outdated by the IP adapter updates, so I've just been slowly rebuilding all the
I saw you
latest
talking about
working
that.
workflows. So yeah, like if you're looking for a workflow from one of my older streams, it might not be on the Discord anymore, or it might be there, but it might not work. So yeah. But the newest stuff and the most basic stuff I've rebuilt, so you can just grab those and start tweaking.
Yeah, so I've just dropped that in the general tab there, so people can go and listen to the audio and see it bouncing around with the bass. I'm going to just tweak this a bit more now, because we've got the audio reactive, but we can actually do more by using all these translation settings here. And so I made these little beats. I just made them with what did I make them? I made them with Suno.
Nice.
And then I just quickly got the BPM from a BPM checker. So because I've got the BPM, this one's 82. I can come over to FrameSync. Have you still got my screen sharing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I use to make all my keyframes. And if you've ever seen any of my videos on my Twitter account, you'll see some like bouncing audio stuff and things like that. And I use FrameSync basically. So we've got a beep over here in the sync settings. You can set up your BPM. I don't know if Pers has covered any of this with you guys before.
Yeah, once. Yeah, back in the way back like 6 months ago. So yeah, give them a fresher.
Yeah, so this is FrameSync.xyz, made by Jack G. And I mentioned it a little bit earlier. And it's a really cool tool for building keyframes and stuff that you can put inside Deforum. I actually helped. I say helped. I don't do any coding. I'm not a coder. But when Jack G was making this, I was beta testing it for him and asking him, can you add this? And can we move that over there? And can you do that? So I sort of worked on it like quite a bit actually with him. Like I kept pestering him for more things. I think I was probably driving him mad in the end, but it came out really good. So I can hear myself. The first thing I want to do is I'm gonna create 82 BPM, 12 frames per second, and you can lock it all in over here. So if you jump around between different presets or settings, it'll always keep these fixed for you. And at the bottom here, we've got a sync rate. So if any of you are like music producers or anything like that, you'll understand this straight away. You've got quarter note, eighth note, and this is basically the frequency of your sort of like sine wave or whatever square or the different waves that you're using. So for this particular song, for this one, I'm going to make a zoom that zooms in and out over the course of 2 bars. I'm going to do, I think we'll do 2 bars. So we set the base frequency here as 0. So it's probably hard to read, but this middle line here is 0. And when you use that in Deforum, that's zero movement, basically. It's not going anywhere. And anything that goes in plus will be going forward, I think, on the zoom. And then if it goes in negative, it should be, shouldn't it? Will go backwards. So we've got 0 here, plus and minus. And we can set the amplitude, which will set how far we want to go. I'm going to go with 10. So, and it's starting on 10 there, but if I switch this to sine, it'll flip it over. You've got a primary wave, cosine or sine, so that'll just like flips it where it starts. So it starts at 0 and it's going to zoom in 10, and then come and stop, and then it's going to zoom back out. And over the course of 2 bars, it's just going to slowly zoom in and out. And we're going to add this now. We can copy the formula. It won't copy the frame number, it just copies this. So you can choose whichever frame you want it to go on. And I'm going to add this to the translation Z. So if I just replace this 0.6 here, And then we've got our little formula. Hopefully this is right. 10 should be good. That normally without the subseed settings and the settings I'm using, 10 would probably be quite severe, but this probably should be all right. And I'm also going to add on the Y, the up and down, I'm going to go back to FrameSync and I'm going to add some bounce. I like to use the sawtooth on a quarter note. So that's every note of every beat of every bar. 1, 2, 3, 4 quarter note. And we don't need that as severe. We can just do that with 5, maybe not 500. That would be insane. I might have to change these figures in a minute because my brain's a bit frozen. I'm going to add a little bit of bend. You've got this bend feature and you can see we're just changing. If I zoom in on this a little bit with this little slider, you can see this bend. We'll just like add a little bit of curve to that sawtooth. This will just give it just makes if you've ever done keyframing on any animation, if you add some curved things, it just makes things feel a bit more natural and not so straight up and down. Right, okay, so that should be good. Let's try that. We've got this new great big long formula here with all these numbers and that. Pop that in, put this on trans Y, and hopefully it doesn't come looking out like a great big mess.
This is how we learn. This is how we learn.
You think I would like I do this so often and I still forget, should I do it at this much, this value or that value? But I just do it a few times and sometimes I want things to jump or moving out more, so we'll keep with the horrible teeth again. All right, okay, I'll switch it up. No, we'll just do it with the teeth because then we can see what difference it's made adding these prompts. So we've still got the same init video. That reacts. That's going to do that twitching. Now we're going to add a little bit of bounce and a little bit of zoom in and out.
Nice.
Oh, we've got a lovely, great big pastel colored mouth.
Those two-tone teeth, the two-tone colored teeth.
Yeah, I know. Really sorry for grossing everyone out.
I love the teeth above the teeth. All the layers.
Yeah, the teeth above the teeth, and
thumbs down on that. Thumbs down on that. That's awful. Oh my god. Reforum has easing curves for cadence and cadence flow. I made an output map plot lib graphs for many easing scenarios. Very cool. Yeah, so
we'll go over to Reforum in a minute because there's so many extra settings and it's like things you can play with cadence and stuff, and it's going to take me a while to get my head around it. But I was having some good fun. This really good temporal flow and just like using it with my settings and just turning on the temporal flow, and it really smooths out the motion between the frames. Yeah, it's a lot smoother than just using optical flow. While that's running, I'm just gonna I don't know if you want to switch back to my Mac.
Sure.
I'm just gonna change this input wave.
I think we lost your Mac again. I think it times out. I think it times out. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let me set up a new link.
I wonder did your Mac go to sleep maybe?
No, I usually have it so it doesn't go to sleep. Hang on, we'll just no, but the screensaver might have come on, but that shouldn't do it, should it?
No,
maybe it does.
Yeah, it might.
Anyway, it doesn't. It takes 2 seconds. This wonderful.
Yeah, just send me another link.
Yeah.
When Colab started limiting time, I got a 3060 gig. Did a hell of a lot with that. But when I started actually developing for Deforum, I got the 4090. Yeah, totally. Yeah, the 3090 is the only reason I can stream. I tried streaming with my 3070, but once you hit that VRAM limit,
right,
you're screwed. So luckily, I try to cap out most of what we do here on the stream at like 21 gigs, and we've been okay so far. I only crashed once, and that's because I did a dumb. I tried to load way too many frames.
2 computers streaming.
Yeah.
I sent you that other link.
Right. Let's get it.
I'll just show maybe to make some changes to this.
Cool. And let's
not sure what I'm going to do yet.
The Mac link for this one and hit it, and let's go. There we
And
go.
everyone doesn't have to look at the teeth. So we're back in with this audio wave. Because we've got the mirror on it, we can just drag these points around and change the shape. Let me just have a look and just work out what I want to do. I better turn the audio off quickly. Yeah, I know what I was going to do. Another cool thing you can do in After Effects is we can use a mask. So I can start to draw, shape this with this pen tool up the top there. We'll create a mask on this layer. And then if I set the mask to none, so it's not actually masking the image, it's just leaving me this path. I can go back up to these spectrum settings and I can tell it to go around that mask. So now we have this audio file playing around that mask. And then if I go and, what did I got it set to? Analog lines. So there we go. I've changed it. So now we can get it to react around a shape, basically. You can draw any shape in, get that to tweak around a shape. Am I still here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're doing it. You're making a mouth.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't quite fit it, but we'll just tweak this a little bit. We might be able to use that with some compositing. It will kind of follow it. It's probably a way to tweak the settings. Yeah.
Looks cool though.
That's pretty cool. Maybe I'll maybe turn the height down so it doesn't. That's it. Just twitching a bit.
Deform
If I turn the bands down, we can add more bands. I think it was kind of good where it was, really. Maybe I'll add go back to 10. Yeah, if I turn the end frequency up too much, you don't get as. I'll go back down to say 200 hertz. We'll keep in the lower spectrum because that's where most of the energy of this track is.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah, we'll see what that does. And you can layer these up. So you could actually, if I wanted to, you could like add another audio spectrum and have a line across the top.
Syncratic says more bands equals more teeth.
There's already too many teeth. Yeah, the thing is, if I could, like, what we could try, we'll turn the thickness right down. Because I've turned it to a line, so. Come back to this. Let's try that. I don't think it will pick up as teeth, but I'll just quickly. Yeah, I mean, you can play. I was making some crazy shapes of this other day, and I was like, it's just as much fun playing with all this stuff inside After Effects as it is doing AI, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can make some really crazy. You can make some really good, probably like even more so. I've seen some of the things you're doing inside Blender. The geometry nodes are insane, aren't they?
Yeah.
Actually, when you start doing it on 3D, seeing what the things people auto generate with those geometry nodes in Blender, and it's like, make this thing and it generates this crazy 3D shape. I need to go back to learning. I was actually having quite a lot of fun learning Blender before. I mean, obviously, maybe I started having more fun using AI because it's so new. Well, it was so new when I started. Still new. Audio-reactive 2. Hoping to get hands on Stable Diffusion 3 soon. See what we can get out of it.
I know.
Cool.
I'm really excited to see like what they what the community does with like fine tuning and like
but you know what though? Looking at if you go onto the the stability Discord, they've got an SD3 channel now because some people are using it via the API. And like some of the things, like a lot of these things you see people doing with LoRa seem to be already inside it. But I mean, when SDXL come out, the base SDXL isn't that good really. You need to fine tunes. But I mean, a lot of what's coming out of these fine tunes is obviously built into the base model. Okay, so that video, you can jump back over to this now. The teeth video is finished, and I will be back on the go over to your Discord, and I'll drop that final video from the last thing. I'll play it actually on. Before we do that, I'll play it. Have you on my other computer?
I will in one sec. Just giving a little quick little shader tutorial in there in the chat. There we go. Blanc. All right, hit it. We're on your PC.
Yeah, cool. I'll drop this in here first, and we've got the zoom now.
That is crazy.
Zoom back out.
I really like that. I really like that. That's very cool.
And it's got a slight bounce, but we've still got the flicking from the audio file I've used.
And the bounce is from the Y, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, you can go crazy and start, making crazy input videos and scheduling these so it's not always bouncing. If you want to do a whole track, I mean, most of the time I don't make a whole track into Deforum. I'll run loads of little clips and edit them together.
Yeah.
But, I mean, pick the best bits. But if I drop that into the general channel, you can hear it with the audio.
Really Big Name says he's generating an MS Paint Tensor RT LoRa now, probably for what do you call it? Oh, my brain just farted. What's that? Oh, Forge, right? For Forge.
Forge.
Yeah.
Woohoo! So there we go. There's
That's
that
great.
little one. So we'll go over to. I'll just switch over to Reforum, and then Really Big Name can laugh at us trying to get it to work. Do you want to install?
All right. No, just jump over to Reforum. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, let's just do Reforum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'll just load that up. I've got my Reforum tab ready.
So yeah, if you guys want to set up Reforum, the link is in the description below, and
yeah,
there is a version for automatic as well, right?
Yeah. It
so
works,
you can just for both.
It'll work in 1.8. It'll work in 1.8. It'll work in 1.6, 1.7. I think I haven't tried 1.7, but I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Really Big Name's in the chat. We did have some teething problems with it the other day, but you fixed it, didn't you, Mr. Big Brain? And yeah. So I've already got something set up on here.
So yeah, installation instructions are on the GitHub and stuff. So you guys just pop it right into automatic.
It's fairly simple.
Get trying it.
Yeah, I'll just quickly show on my screen here the way I install stuff into Automatic 1.1 is you just put the Git repository. I've got it here. Look, so you can just go to this Really Big Name SD Web UI thing, and you just copy this. You just copy the link at the top there, and then when you're inside of, make sure you've taken out any other Deforum. So if you've already got Deforum installed, what I recommend doing is you can just make another installation of the web UI and just do a clean install. Or if you want to take it out, you can just drag in the extensions folder, the web UI folder, extensions, you'll see an SD web UI Deforum. You could just drag that somewhere else on your computer and you can put it back when you want. So if you've cleared out the old Deforum, you can then use the extensions tab and you just put the GitHub in here, and then the thing you really must do is type Reforum because it will change the branch.
Oh, okay.
He's got a few branches, and this is the branch you want. You want the Reforum branch, and then you hit install. I won't do it now, and it will come up and it'll say it's installed. And then when it's done, you just come over to this install tab. So we were in the install from URL. We come to the install tab and we go apply and restart. And then you should see the Deforum tab pop up there. Should be no problems. If it doesn't, just like shut down the web UI from the start again. It should come up. But yeah, it should be cool. And then you'll see it down the bottom here, and you'll see GitHub Really Big Name all installed.
Yeah, if you don't see Really Big Name there, that's the wrong version of Deforum. So
yeah, just make sure you take out the old Deforum from the extensions folder. You can keep it, and you could zip it up or something like that if you want, and you can reopen it. But I mean, yeah, that's fine. or just like I have several installs, like I've got a few installs of the web UI just experimenting. But I mean the web UI is quite good. You'll definitely need to remove it, but I mean now on the web UI you've got backup and restore. So if you install something new or update something, you can like save it, or it'll save it every time you do, and you can go back one and
Oh,
just
that's
restore
cool.
it. So if you update to 1.9 and it doesn't work, you want to go back, you can just restore it back to 1.8. Or if you update to Forum and it breaks something, you just like, you can tell it if you want it to save like the extensions, the web UI, or both.
Hmm.
But I think it automatically does it every time you do things, but
That's cool.
just to be sure. Yeah.
Nice. So this
Right,
is
so
Reforum.
this is Reforum, which is pretty much Deforum. It's just like really big names added a bunch of new cool things with hybrid video, and we've got all these little cool
And emojis.
little emojis now. And we've also got, I don't know where it is, but I don't, he's going to kill me for saying this. Don't recommend clicking on it, but no, he's made some, we've got, where is it? Somewhere in here. I think it's up here. You can inject, no, you can add some little animations, basically. I don't like it changes the font, but maybe he'll fix that for us. Okay.
All right.
So it's just basically all the same settings that you get with Deforum. Apart from now, we have some extra tabs in the keyframes tab. I mean, they're everywhere. So I'm still like learning my way around. So we've got these new flow tools. I'll just quickly turn them all off. And we'll just have a look at it like this. So we've got these new flow tools, basically. I can't explain exactly what's going on, but the really big names in the chat. Temporal flow. Now, I've liked playing with this. It warps the image with optical flow from the last image, which kind of sounds like a form of cadence to me, but I don't think it's adding any extra frames. So it seems to be like a really nicely more flowing version of optical flow, which we've got some down here.
Sweet.
And we've also got this morphological flow, which I'm trying to get my head around.
Which is more than less phological.
Yeah. When you turn it on, you've got something.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can use these like little kernels or whatever they're called to warp and disfigure the image. We'll try and play with them in a bit.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah. And you basically you can schedule them all.
Oh man.
You can schedule to pick different pairs. I think they work in pairs. You have to pick one of these with one of these, and I think it's the pattern that these do. And these are the little examples here of like dilate, erode, and you select your flow type. I mean, dive in and have a play with it. I'm just going to turn some things on in a minute. I'll come back to this one because I was having trouble, and I think it might be with some of my settings that it wasn't working or something, or I just didn't turn up something properly.
Right on.
But so we've got all those new flow tools there. We've got this thing called loop. Now, basically, I think a lot of people might see this, and from what I can tell, it's not what you think it does. It's not going to give you a looping Deforum video that ends and starts on the same image. Unless there's a way to do it I don't know about. But the way Deforum works is it takes your last frame and then it generates and it uses the high frequency layer of that image of your first frame to mix in with a seed to start your next frame, and then so on. And I think that's what they call loops. And that was one of the issues with actually getting Deforum into Comfy, was Comfy didn't have a way of doing loops. And shout out to Mix, who made the Deforum Comfy nodes. I think he found a way around it. So I think loop compositing is a different way of mixing your current frame into your next frame. Now, if I'm explaining this all properly,
no, that makes sense. Yeah, so it's like blend modes for the
so you've got you've got these different blend modes basically, like you get in Photoshop and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I think there's some better instructions. There's some instructions actually. Somewhere on his page, updated it. I don't know. I did see it the other day. There's a bit more instructions. I've lost it. It's probably a different link. What I understand so far is what it will do is it'll take your first frame, then it generates the second frame, and instead of just making like frame 2 straight away, frame 2, it will mix it back in. It will blend it with the first frame and use some sort of optical flow to get them to, because obviously now the image has moved slightly. It will use some sort of optical flow, warp frame 2 so it fits closer to frame 1, and then it uses that again to actually generate frame 2. So it's like generating ahead of itself. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. So, and then there's all these different tools for how much you want to blend them together and composite it.
Yeah.
I'll turn it on and play with it in a bit. I was playing with it with Blend the other day, and it was kind of good. It seemed to was doing something that I could see that was stabilizing some things. But obviously, I have only just dived into all this the other day, so I haven't found all those little tricks we can do with it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much more in here as well. There's also another new thing that he really big names added here is loads of new color coherence. I don't know what any of these are, but like I mean, lab can be a bit annoying sometimes.
Yeah. That's for color matching between frames. That's cool. That last one there, or MKL.
Yeah.
Those would be the ones you want to pick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll turn those on. Well, I'll turn it to MKL now.
Yeah.
And then you can choose if you want to do the color matching, if you want to do it before or after generation. Before, after. I don't know what before and after, and before and after. Oh, it does it twice, I guess. So we didn't have this before. I don't think we had that before. And you can take the color from an image by giving it a path, a video in it, or a video path. So video in it would be, I want it to color match the video I've loaded in up here, but we don't want to do that. That's black and white. So we can now use 2 different videos. So you could have an input video and a separate video to take the color from. What I'd really like to see, I was talking to Really Big Name about this, is you've got this option to pick an image. So you can just like take the color and it will always take it from this image.
Yeah.
I'd really like to be able to schedule that so I can set up a load of different images, because
no,
sometimes when I'm playing with not allowed. When I'm playing with IP adapter,
absolutely not.
I
won't allow it.
When I was doing some tricks with IP adapter, trying to schedule different images in ControlNet, it's always taken, the color doesn't change.
Right.
So, I mean, if we had an image path schedule, we would be able to do that. But you could probably do it with a video. Yeah, but you could probably do video.
Yeah, video would be the easiest.
You'd have to set it up, but you'd have to set up the video, and it's a bit more work if you just tell it what frame you want.
This is one of the things that I love about Comfy is like compositing out a video like that is actually pretty trivial, because you can just say, take these 4 images, batch them for 72 frames each, and then just generate the video and then spit it into the.
I mean, it's not that hard. We could
it's just nice that you can kind of like, crank that stuff in on the workflows themselves.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take your recommendation and set MKL. Right. So let's go. I'm gonna quickly hop over here, and I'm just gonna use what I was making before. Basically, we'll just put it into Reforum. We'll turn on some new tools, so we get that same React video that I made a minute ago. Why has it got .mov? So we've got the React.mov, and I'm just going to take over these keyframes. We've got the bounce. Oh, it all looks so different. I keep getting, there we go, motion. Look for the rocket. Oh, I've got okay. I've got similar things already set up in here, so I don't need to copy them over. Right, okay, so this has already got those zooms and the bounces in. And I've got a similar prompt, but it might not be as gross. It's this, if you can see here, it's like a 3D model. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and you have to have a keen eye, you might not notice it. I'm going to turn on, I really enjoyed this the other day, turning on temporal flow. And it should smooth things out a little bit. I think these settings I was using this, there is loads of settings to play with. Like, dive in. I'm not going to try and explain them all because I haven't quite worked them all out yet. I kind of understand them, but for me to I understand some of them, but it's quite hard to try and explain it back. I've only just started, and we've got the man himself in it. Right. Okay, let's just generate. I think that's good because this is an old setting, so it should just go. Oh, crash. Okay, it doesn't like the init mask. Oh, did I leave it on the coherence on init image?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I've done something, or I have to repaste that link in earlier. Coherence. Yeah, I've left it on image path. I will go from first frame.
There we go.
I still
That's the other thing about these the software. When you see an error message, don't freak out. Just read the error message. It'll usually tell you exactly what's wrong. And
yeah,
you see how
it says
quickly
that
Mark squashed that because
path.
he saw, yeah, he just thought,
Yeah,
oh,
but
yeah, I know where that is.
I make these mistakes so often myself. It's easy to forget that I kind of know. Oh, the last thing I was changing was this.
Don't panic. Just read the error message because it usually guides you to what the thing that's missing.
The newer version of Deforum's quite good. It does kind of give you a clue where to look.
Mm-hmm. Although sometimes I'll say some of the comfy error messages are just like tensor size doesn't match 0001. I need 0001. You're like, okay, what? Yeah. But if you Google it, if you Google that specific part of the error, usually someone else is already banging their head against it and has a solution. So.
I mean, this is how I do things. Like,
yeah,
you know, you Google it, you Google those messages. Even if you don't quite understand, someone else would have asked the question badly and asked for help. You know, that's easy to understand. And then you kind of get to know sometimes, oh, I've probably left this on and it's caused it to crash, or these teeth are a bit prettier.
Yeah. A little cleaner, a little smoother, a little more plasticky. No, never mind. Bisected tongue. It's one frame away from disaster here. Compatible with AnimateDiff. What do you mean syncretic? Do you mean really big names, new nodes? Really big name says just try the defaults. If it doesn't affect it enough, then turn up the temporal flow factor. I've improved some of the console reporting, and like my branch will tell you that you probably have resume on, but that there's no frames, things like that. That's cool. Yeah, the reporting in Automatic 1111 wasn't always great, but
okay, you're trying to use Parsec with Reforum. I'm not sure if it needs to be changed to work with. You have to ask really big name.
It renders the pics, but not the audio file. Well, thank God he's here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. You've added the audio. Yeah, so I have had the issue with. I did bring this up with really big name the other day. That if you're trying to add an audio file here from the soundtrack path, it doesn't seem to add it. So this is why I've been doing it with a video in it. It adds it from the video in it, but it doesn't add it from the soundtrack path. And that only happens with this Reforum. So I'm not sure why. I think maybe because when really big name started Reforum about a year ago, he started building it out on Deforum from a year ago. So when you actually look at the commits, it's 142 commits ahead and 146 commits behind the actual Deforum. So I do remember, I think there might have been a bug about a year ago or something in Deforum where that sound path didn't work for a while. So it probably hasn't had the update. But if you build out a mask file like I did here that's got audio included in it, you can bring the audio in by selecting the video in it.
Really big name disagrees with you. Says it works fine, and he does it all the time. So
well, I do it all the time as well.
There's a fight brewing, and I'm here for the drama. So
I do it all the time as well.
Let's get beefing.
It won't work. It won't work from there, and I think Human Plugged is getting the same error. I don't think it's to do with Parsec. Renders the pics, but not the video. Oh, renders the pics, but the video file. I read that wrong. He's talking the video file, not the audio file. Okay, so have you got it? Have you got skip video creation turned on? That might be it. If you're not getting the MP4 generated. Well, sound path doesn't work for me anyway. Anyway, I got that wrong. Right. Okay, so we've got a final video. Let's have a look. What? Oh, I didn't change. What I didn't do was didn't put it to pers. I put it to. Got to find that file quickly. Check.
It's in a strange folder.
Well, it's not really. I know where it is. Right. I'll quickly drop it in. I should have rendered it without the flow things on before, so you can see. Now,
Boing,
if you've got a
boing,
keen eye,
boing,
you'll
boing.
see that the movement's a lot more flowing and smooth.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah. That's
Boing,
only 8
boing,
seconds.
boing,
For some
boing,
reason
boing.
I know what I've done. I've got the I'll drop this again into your Discord. I actually had the frame length turned down, so it should actually go on for longer. But we'll make some tweaks to it and turn some other crazy stuff on and see what happens. Just going to go over to general.
That uvula sucks. I don't love it. The big ring. It's a little too far
Sorry?
up in the mouth too. The uvula on your screen.
Oh, is it giving you?
No, I mean it's like. Ugh.
I do.
Thanks
like
for the
some...
nightmares,
well,
AI.
Yeah, we could go. Oh, why can't I find this? Yeah.
Temporal flow will create movement when strength is lessened due to difference between last frame and current frame. Oh, okay. That's cool.
Oh, is that the right video? Yeah. I mean, I can see it. This is really smooth. I'll turn up the temporal flow, but it goes really crazy. But it's cool. But I was just going to start with this level. I've just dropped it into the Discord if anyone wants to go and have a look.
Nice.
Let's go over to temporal flow and see what happens if we go turn it right up. I need to go to flow tools. So I've only got it on 0.5. Let's just put it up to 1. I won't touch anything else for now, so we'll see what that does. And I think I've got 100 frames, which I want it to go right at the end of the video. So I'll go to -1. I was just doing some quick tests the other day, and it was easier just to generate a few frames. And you can do that if you're using an input video. You can just tell it to start or end on frame or -1 or do the whole video.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice.
So especially if you're tweaking your settings, you just you can just
do
set
a
it to
short
50
run.
frames.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone thinks of that. I mean, sometimes you get a lot of people saying, "Oh, I've waited 2 hours to render like a 10-minute video or however long, and then I have to go and change it again." It's like, well, just render lots of little videos this week. Sometimes you get things pop up later on that you don't get in the first 50 frames for sure, but you can get your base settings there.
Yeah. For sure.
Whoa! See, this is like
this is crazy. Yeah, this one.
There's a lot of change. Yeah, the image, I think because of the flow, it's skipping around between images, but it will sort of like blend it all together nicely at the end.
That's so cool.
Whoa.
I'll be right back. The stream is yours.
Okay. Oh, the stream is mine. Right. See, it's like maybe gross teeth, but it's like nice and shiny, pretty pink. Some gross looking tongues. Mask in it. Video in it. There's so many little things I haven't clicked on here. Yeah. What else have we got? Let me go back over to the chat. The soundtrack field has to be an ABS path. I use the soundtrack function all the time, and it always works. For some reason, I haven't had it working inside Reforum, but it works inside, and it's fine if I render out my video. It works there. Worm-infested tongue. Yeah, it does go very wormy.
Wormy.
That's going to be your next task, isn't it? Really big name. You're going to start making some nodes. Haven't touched Deforum nodes yet. That's the one thing I don't think the nodes. If anyone wanted to try and recreate some of these Deforum Studio presets inside Comfy nodes, I don't think they have subseed strength and things like that. But you might be able to get something similar with. I think we were experimenting with some of it before, and there's something within the K sampler in Comfy Nodes wasn't playing nicely as well, and there was no
cool.
subseed strength.
That's probably true because I don't think I've ever seen it.
But Mix might add something like that. I don't know. But I mean, a flicky Deforum videos still look kind of cool as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I've got thousands and thousands of Deforum videos.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean to say that I don't like Deforum anymore. I think it's great. I've used it so much, but like
cool.
I'm just I'm just into AnimateDiff right now. It's like,
oh yeah, I don't blame you. All these,
but this
like
this stuff here is so cool,
amazing.
dude. Like these motion masks really make a huge difference in like
these settings,
just getting like
kind
really cool stuff.
It steps it up a bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think that's one of the big issues with Deforum is all the videos tend to be like long winding camera paths, which is cool.
Yeah.
But this
changes
cool. The vibe of to having like static shots, compositional changes, things like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, and that's like kind of like that's what I wanted when I made all those Deforum Studio presets. I was also just trying to show people that there's these other sort of cool things you can do with Deforum. It doesn't always have to be that constant, even though they look great where it's constant windy. It looks good. I think Disco Diffusion used to do some of that a bit better. There was something to do with in Disco Diffusion.
Yeah, like the way it would
go
between frame to frame. Yeah,
and the way it would start to generate something new in the background. I don't know. There's something about it.
It's really the detail.
Yeah, and it's really crazy. It doesn't like the images that come out of Disco Diffusion. They don't look like anything you've seen before. Whereas, I mean, okay, we haven't seen this before, but it looks like some sort of 3D render that someone's made.
Yeah, this is really good.
I mean, Disco Diffusion puts all these weird little details in. But I mean, you can. There's a lot more you can.
In small places and far away. It's really cool.
Yeah,
Disco had its own vibe. Actually, Phil, Machine Delusions, he has two Disco Lauras on his Patreon.
Right.
And they reproduce the way Disco looks, but in ADIF.
Right. Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like you can make like stuff that looks
I think there was
it's cool.
SD 1.5 people made a few Disco Diffusion models, and I think there's some Lauras out there. I don't know if anyone's done it for SDXL. I mean, the way AI is going, I mean, like, you see with Sora and all these things coming out, it's just looking more and more reality. A few years' time, like, we'll be going back, people will be coming back and looking for these imperfect, original, like AI things,
hallucinations.
When it looked like AI and...
Yeah, like I love the hallucinatory nature of all this stuff. It's like drugs that having to do drugs,
Yeah, like not quite knowing where it's going to go next. I mean, it is quite impressive, the video stuff I see people do, but I mean, a lot of those video models, I'm like, it's another slow zoom, it's a slow pan. I mean, people make some cool things with it, but I mean, if you want to get a little video of a cat jumping onto your table, you could just get your camera out.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can do more with it. I'm being a bit in there.
Forum. Yeah, this brings me back. Even I haven't been in Automatic 1111 in like months.
Right. Yeah. It took me because when I switched from the notebook. This is probably what I'm going to have with Comfy. It just takes you a while to get used to using another interface because I got so used to the way the notebook used, where it's just one page and you scroll all the way down, and I got really quick at just scrolling to the setting I wanted. Yeah. And then obviously you come over to the web UI and you've got all these tabs and settings within tabs and that, and you kind of get used to it. And now when I load up Comfy, obviously you've got all these different nodes installed. I loaded up the other day and I'm scrolling from one to the other and doing that. But you get used to it, I suppose, once you've got it set up.
Oh yeah,
but when you want to, if you're a tweaker
and stuff,
If you're a tweaker and you want to keep testing, you've got to jump around.
It works too, though.
Just get used to it.
Yeah.
But I said the same when I first started using the web UI. I couldn't stand the interface. I mean, it's not the best now, but I would literally just load up the settings file and just tweak and save that. So just edit everything in the settings file.
Yeah.
So it was all on one page. But I've slowly got used to jumping around on this now. Now I've got to get used to this Reforum, which has got these extra. It throws me off a bit. But even though everything's still in the same place, you can turn off show more info for now. I might want it on in a minute.
We teethin' big
Lots
time.
of teeth. Yeah.
Hope you like teeth.
Oh, I made that new React. Oh, okay. We'll try something. We'll try some compositing in a second, actually. Oh, did I change it to pers? It's still in the other folder. No, I left it on
mouth.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to find it, but I've just got more files in the thing. Okay, so it's just going to render the Y. Now this should be quite crazy because I turned that flow up.
No, the icons are good.
Yeah, I like the icons. You just getting used to it. When your eyes get used to looking at, I've been looking at the same thing for ages.
Yeah.
But everything's still where it is.
Good choices too. They convey what they actually do.
So you got more when that.
Lots of motion there, yeah, but it's still really smooth.
It's more flowing. Yeah, and when you was watching it in the viewer, it literally looked like it was loads of separate images, but this was morphing in between them. Quite a bit more like my glitch preset, but we've been able to get that effect just by turning up that flow.
Yeah.
So it's really pushing the motion. I'll drop this again, so everyone can hear it with the sound. Nice, so it rests where the music, where the bass cuts out. Okay, I'll just drop this over.
Nice.
So people can listen.
You guys want to check out it with the music? It's just they're all in my general channel on the Discord. Pop on there and give them a listen. Check them out. View the teeth.
Okay. So let's see what else we can do with some of these new tricks. We've got the flow tools. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Before we jump over to that, I'm going to put this down because I don't want it to be so crazy. I want to keep some of that flow.
Yeah, the color Squint Dev is saying the color maintenance is really good. The maintain the color with the color matching really well.
Yeah. Well, I switched that over to the MKL, didn't I?
Yeah, we're good. Helps keep the consistency on those videos for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I made that other that init file, didn't I? Went back in. Let me just quickly look, and I made another one. I think I just put a 2 at the end. #2. I made that. I'm going to use a different input video. I don't want to use mask video. It's really easy to click somewhere in auto, and it turns on another setting, and that usually messes people up.
So really big name says you can use loop compositing to make it less crazy.
Right, yeah, I was playing with the loop compositing the other day. I'll jump into that in a minute. I've got all these errors. Just ignore them. If you see error on things like that, sometimes it's fine. Hybrid motion. Right, it's missing loads of stuff. Hybrid compositing. Okay, I'm going to turn on some compositing now. So we're going to try and mix in some of that input video I made. We're going to try and blend a little bit in. So you shouldn't see the video. It can be quite tricky. Okay, I'm just going to set it to blend. Leave it at 0.9, maybe. We'll find out. We're going to do it normal. We'll just leave it on normal. And we've now got this, if you've used it before, he's added a conform optical flow method.
Hmm.
And I'm just going to set it to medium. So that will use optical flow, I think, to try and warp the image closer to the input, the video.
Hmm.
And then you can, how many iterations it does to slowly warp it towards it, you can set here.
He says,
which will increase the time.
He says, use loop compositing blend with alpha 0.33, turn conform on far and back, and set conform to 0.33.
Okay. But do I want to do that if I'm using this hybrid compositing as well?
He says you don't even have to set blend, just set the alpha.
Okay, but
I don't know what that means. But I'm just
in the loop compositing.
Yeah.
Set it to, what did he say set it to?
He said use loop compositing blend with alpha.
Blend. So I set it to blend here.
Yeah, with the alpha of 0.33. And turn conform on, use far and back.
Okay.
And set conform to 0.33.
Forward or backward? I'll do it forward.
Number
2. Conform factor schedule 1.
Yeah. And the factor schedule I think is 0.332 as well. Is that right?
Both of them 0.33?
I think so, because he said it twice. Set conform to 0.33. Yeah.
And the composite alpha schedule.
Yeah.
What about the alpha schedule?
Yeah, both. He said it twice, so okay. I think he meant both.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in and turn this compositing off so we can just see what happens. I also changed the temporal for hit, and so reallybigname was saying that should help with the. Let's turn this back up to 1 then, where I had it.
Oh, he said forward 1 iteration is enough.
Okay.
Both 0.33. Yeah, forward. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's the settings right there. Yeah.
Okay, and then, hey, this is good live.
Hell yeah.
Directions. So I'm going to leave these temporal flow factor back up to 1, which was quite the crazy movement. And I that's right, reallybigname. You were saying that should smooth it out, or should I set it back to 0.5, which was the first one I did, which was kind of not so crazy anyway. Let's just go for it. Come on. Oh, John, what it does.
As soon, yeah, I know as soon as you hit generate, he's going to go, I have 0.5 yet.
No. I was playing with it the other day, yeah, and it was keeping like the shape of the mouth quite a lot more like the original image, but I didn't have the flow morph turned on.
Yeah, temporal flow back at 1. Nice. Right, it should mellow it out, he says.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like it's keeping its shape.
I like the crazy though, but
yeah,
it's good to know how to like control these things.
Yeah, this is really neat. It looks like the mouth is staying a mouth, and then it's just like changing shape and size.
Yeah, I was playing with these the other day, and then sort of like halfway through it suddenly throws some randoms. I think because I've got that React video from the hybrid where it jumps out, it's like that's where it's changing it. But this is nice though.
This is really cool.
I mean, there's so many different combinations and options you can play with.
Yeah,
and there's going to be some really crazy like sweet spots for doing this.
So these videos are taking you about 10 minutes to generate, and they're what, 245 frames?
Yeah, it's a bit longer now. I've turned on those extra things. I think they were about 7 minutes a minute ago.
So that's on a 4090. So people with like a 3080 or 3070, that's probably going to be, like 20 minutes, 25.
Yeah, but I think if you use the Forge is quite a lot quicker.
Oh, like, okay. Yeah, with the low VRAM
I know
cards,
Adam, aka Art on Tap, I think he's got a 3080, and like he said he only wants to use Forge now because he's only got 12 gigabytes of VRAM and that, and it's really good with VRAM and it speeds things up. And even on my 4090, I get like about 2 hits per second quicker, which I'll take.
So this Forge that I'm linking here, this is also available in Pinokio. So if you guys use Pinokio for Comfy, like I do, you can just install Forge with Pinokio, and the nice thing about that is Forge and Comfy will share the same model folders, so you can just put them all in a central model folders, which is.
And I saw Rubes is in the chat, Robin. He's got his, if he's still there, or I'll find it. There's a different version to install Deforum. Oh, we're going to use Reforum, aren't we? Yeah, Reforum will. But if you want to use the old school Deforum, there's a separate Deforum install for Forge as well,
Oh, cool.
which you should find on the Deforum Art GitHub if you look for the repos, I think, or unless it's on Robin's one.
Yeah,
But,
really big name says most of the depth and motion stuff is done on the CPU. So the generations are what'll slow you down on your older cards. So if your stuff generates at a certain speed, that'll be what it is. But the optical flow stuff should all be the same speed. So
that makes sense, because
yeah.
I was turning on some stuff the other day, and normally when I'm running a Deforum animation, I don't hear my fans until it does the like the FM peg at the end, and then it goes woo. But I was playing around the other day, and it was going woo, woo, like the fans are kicking on and off. And I was like, it's definitely using the CPU. So it did stay quite close to that sort of normal mouth, I'd say, at the beginning.
Depth is GPU.
I think also the because we've got that beat react, I think it's really pushing the pixels around, so you get the weirdness.
Yeah, it's cool.
We can turn off the hybrid input, the audio react, in a minute, actually. Just use the keyframes. Because I did notice when I'm using these flow tools and things, like my subseed and fixed seed settings seem to work all right without the hybrid video, because I think those flow tools seem to be doing the work that I was normally getting from the hybrid input, with the extra moving the pixels around.
Skycloud Squirrel said, is there DW pose that uses GPU yet? The answer to that is that your ONNX is broken. You need to get that fixed. Pip install ONNX, all that stuff. Find the right version, get it working, find out why it's failing. And when you get that running, DW pose will use your GPU, and it'll be like 95 times faster than when it's stuck using your CPU. So Comfy is actually probably already complaining about this. When you turn it on, it'll say ONNX runtime is bonked, fix me, and that's why DW pose isn't working. So I forget how I fixed it, but I googled it and we got through it. So that's what that is. And I've had that problem before, and it's very annoying, but when you fix it, it's much better. Much better. But yeah, it's that ONNX runtime thing, and Comfy should be complaining about it when you start it up. So like, look in your errors, and then if you Google that error, that's where I figured out how to fix it. And I think it was just a matter of Pip installing just the right version into the Pinokio environment. So you go open up Pinokio, load up Comfy UI, and then at the top where it's like, you see that conda activate, you can grab everything before where it loads Comfy, and you can use that to access your Pinokio Comfy virtual environment to do all your pip installs. So you just grab that, you can put it in a batch file or whatever, and that'll activate the virtual environment, and then you can go in and change all your shit. But yeah, Pinokio, I really like it. So basically, with loop compositing, you can make crazy things mellow or make mellow things crazy too. All right. Oh, these little weird ghosts with the teeth. That's great. I think this one's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. I'm going to switch up the prompt in a second. Go back to the psychedelic monkey and see what happens.
Yeah, Squirrel, you're gonna laugh at how much faster DW pose is on your GPU. It's like, brrr, like, it's like. Yeah, Farnback is the one I always used when I was using Deforum. I don't know why. It just always felt the smoothest to me.
I usually use Dis Medium for some reason. I think a lot of the presets I made use Dis Medium. There was
Hmm.
something with Farnback. I don't know why. Don't know why I didn't use it. I can't remember. I just went for Dis Medium in the end.
Yeah, I mean the interpolation modes are very like you can, after you've done like 10 videos, you start to see what they do. Like
Yeah.
you can see the artifacts and how they affect motion, and you know, like I would say Farnback definitely has sort of that film thing where sometimes it doesn't get
Mm.
edges, like it doesn't get it, and they sort of just like
Yeah.
drift around.
That's yeah. That was it with Farnback. He doesn't quite pick up, which is kind of good if you don't want it to follow the edges so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to smooth out the motion using masks, so it was like I liked that it was like dreaming weird blendy edges to
I would just
everything.
really big name saying that he would interrupt and resume with another prompt. No, 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 no. We've got 1 minute and a half to go. Yeah,
But
we're
if
not
you
giving
have
up
Ray
now.
for film sets, if you interrupt, you gotta wait. Yeah,
He interrupts. Yeah,
yeah,
you
no
don't have to
worries,
wait.
dude.
You just have to click it at the right
Oh
moment.
man, my patience from doing this has gotten so much better. Like over
Mm.
the last like 4 years or whatever, just like my ability to just, yeah, we're just rendering something and it's happening. And like, cause as a younger person or whatever, even 5 years ago, you know,
Mm.
I wouldn't wait for stuff like this. I'd be like, nah, next one, next one, next one. But now
Oh, I know. But do you remember how long it took to
still,
render something on
I think
Disco
that's,
Diffusion?
I think that's what it is. It's like, it's gotten so much faster that this feels like, who cares, man?
Yeah.
Like, this
I
is
mean,
going to be
this is
good.
why, like, I've been a music producer for years, but I've
Mm-hmm.
always loved playing around with Photoshop and other things. And I delved into doing some 3D, but my computer wasn't really quite good enough for it. And this is like quite a few years ago, but I just couldn't handle that. You have to wait like 48 hours for it to render a few frames. This is what it used to be like if you're going back 20 years. Like music
Mm-hmm.
was so instant. You change something and you hear it.
Yeah.
And like, you know, with 3D, I mean, the stuff people do with 3D now is crazy. I mean, you can render simpler things quicker, or you've got it rendering live in your viewer. But
Mm-hmm.
that's why I started playing with Blender again just before I got into AI, because it was obviously a bit quicker and you could see it changing inside the viewport. And when you're trying to learn something and you'd have to wait for each frame to render like a few minutes and then change it and it's wrong, and it gets frustrating. But yeah, I mean, people still get impatient with how long some of these things take to render. But if they've ever tried like a proper 3D, you know, render out a proper 3D scene with all the lighting and stuff like that,
Mm.
they take a long time.
Here we go.
Right, and it's just going to let it do the rife, which is a lot quicker than film. It still looks all right, especially with all these extra. Right, okay. Let's drop this in. Oh, the beginning's really sweet, and then it goes crazy. Kind of looks like the first one still. The first few frames it was like holding.
It's really cool.
I'll drop that
I
in
like it.
again.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Crazy. It's almost like it's closer to like some of the things you get out of AnimateDiff now, isn't it?
I
It's
would,
got that
yeah, I
smoothness.
agree. Yeah, I agree. That's it's really smooth. Really, 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 really smooth.
Yeah, and obviously this is only 1024 by 576. If you upscale it, I don't use. I don't think the upscale is very good. The basic one that's loaded into Deforum. So I just use Topaz or something.
Yeah, Topaz looks
You can
great.
just switch the model out. I mean, there's better models, upscaling models. I think this is it.
Oh, that'd be
I don't
cool.
think the.
Really big name says he's going to work on his own interpolation engine.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think for some reason the audio didn't come on that one. Oh, did I not turn the settings on properly? There's no audio on that one. Sorry, guys. I dropped it in the Discord. You can imagine. I've got it turned on video in it. See, sometimes it just doesn't do the audio. All right, unless, oh, I know. I rendered out this other video as I muted the audio. We won't use that one again. We'll use the first one. Right. Oh, right. So we go back to
Oh, this came out so
psychedelic
good. I'm just
monkey.
watching it full screen on my other machine here. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check these out on the Discord, guys. The final versions, like go look at them full screen. They're crazy looking. Like the stream doesn't do them justice when we look at the
No.
outputs. Like go look at them on the Discord.
Okay. Let's turn on some more of.
I love the one with the people at the beginning where it's like the second last one you posted, where it's like they're just like then their faces just turn into giant mouths.
Yeah.
That could be a whole video just going back and forth between like people and giant mouth monsters and then people.
Yeah. Yeah, I did some crazy ones. I think I posted it earlier with like pigs and people
Nice.
with giant mouths and pig humans. Right, okay, let's play with something else inside these new tools. We've got flow tools, we've got temporal. Okay. I've been talking to reallybigname about this. I turn on farm back. I'm trying to get this react. I think it might not have been playing nicely with some of my settings because I'm using a lower strength. I can't remember if these are reallybigname schedules or mine. Let's just hit go. See what it does.
Loop compositing is magic. It's something nobody ever considered. When I realized that it was like a light bulb above my head, he says. Continue to try to improve my conform algorithms. Actually have code in there to output a strip of all the iterations during each confirmation. Oh, I guess that would fix the need for the flow factor schedule stuff too.
I'm going to turn on this morphological stuff, which kind of like
looks really cool.
Distorts and breaks it up. Yeah, I don't think I'm using it correctly yet, and it might be something to do with some of my settings on it. But like, I'll just see what this does.
Yeah, let's try it.
I've just turned it on.
Don't use farm back. Might be good for filtering out the good stuff.
What do I use? Medium.
Let's try medium, and then until he says not that.
What do you say? Not that.
No, I mean, but if we pick it, it'll probably be the wrong one. He says dis fine. With morphological, use dis fine. This fine.
I turned up
everything great. This
cadence on this to speed up the render as well. Because when I was using it the other day, I was getting some more glitchy weirdness if I turned on the cadence. And I've got some schedules in here. I might delete these in a minute, but we'll just go with that and see what happens now.
Cool.
Let me see if I quickly find. Probably take me. I tell you what, we'll start this, see what it does, and I'll quickly find some videos I made the other day. And we're going to monkeys now. Monstrous monkeys.
Whoa. Morphological on forward will run during cadence, which should be cool.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa.
Look at
that. Yeah, I thought I saw it do that earlier, but I didn't know if it was just a Discord glitch. No, that's cool.
Yeah, so you get these real glitchy effects. I've still got to work out how to control it more so I can.
I like that.
Get it to react when I want.
It's cool. It's like just dropping ink in water and then letting it scatter and then redream from it. Very cool.
That's why I thought this prompt might be good for it as well. Look at that glitch right up.
That's so cool. Yeah, I'm all for this kind of like exploration with like just like absolutely letting it happen. reallybigname says that's a little crazy motion for cadence, so try no temporal flow, just morphological next run.
Okay. I kind of like this though.
And it is really neat.
We'll turn off
like, the poof, like it just like rips apart and then redreams itself.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it pulls all the pieces back together.
Yeah, that like just built a new composition out of the goo. Yeah,
exploding into a wash of ink.
Always never don't use tools incorrectly.
You have cadence flow on? No. At the
No
bottom, this one.
cadence flow.
No, cadence flow. Oh, hang on. There's all these extra cadence settings. I didn't go through those yet. So the cadence settings.
Yes, cadence flow is
schedule
on.
0. Well,
This is
yeah, medium. High schedule. I'm still trying to. There's so much added to it. It's like, okay, bit by bit. Easing schedule 0. These are just probably because I've jumped into something I was playing with the other day, so I've got all different things turned on. Start from scratch, but it's look at the beautiful thing it's creating. I was trying to find some cool glitch videos I could do.
Hey, Norseman. Human Plug says, Mark, can you please explain a bit the extra cadence options for us?
Yeah, right. I think reallybigname needs to do that. Basically, you can change the optical flow method for cadence. Ooh. And you've got a flow factor schedule. So you can, the strength of of that, I think that was probably is. What cadence flow warp factor schedule? I don't know what that is, but you've got yeah. I mean, dive in. Someone explain it.
I don't know what it is, but it may include multiple bracketed entries, which which are blended together with optional weighting. So
I don't know, but the good thing to do is just start turning
whatever
stuff
that
up
means.
and down, bit by bit. Easing. We've got the easing curve here. I understand this. You just
that makes sense
straight between them,
yeah,
or bend it. Yeah. Flow easing schedule, flow easy. Oh, it's okay. So this is easing for this flow factor, I guess. Is that right?
Looks like it. I would say that sometimes it's fun to have access to way more stuff than I should have access to.
My brain is melting. Human Plug. Yes, my brain's melting as well. We need a really big brain to explain those settings to us. The best thing to do is just start playing with them, like turning like one thing on at a time. Like maybe generate a few like animations with a fixed seed and get to know what it looks like, and then keep the same seed and then turn stuff on, and you'll see what's changed. We're going straight in the deep end here and just like turning it all up. Need to see what this final things looks like, even though I've done it wrong, but apparently.
Cadence flow adds morphing to cadence. The flow factor is usually left at 1. Easings are usually left at 0. Cadence flow warp at 1 is normal. All right.
And now we've got these square brackets and extra stuff to do here. So, but I don't understand. So if we've got cadence on, that's warping the cadence frames. Temporal flow, I don't quite understand the difference between them all yet. I love the look of what temporal flow was doing. It moves things out extra. That's kind of like it's kind of an easy one to start with, I think, on this. You can kind of see it straight away. These other morphological things take a bit more getting used to.
Yeah, that looks crazy.
And then there's extra optical flow. So, I mean, there's lots of different flows that you can turn on. This is from what I can gather right now.
And, as with everything, turn everything on at max because having more things is always better. More is always better. So enable everything always at full.
I think I did when I installed this the other day, the first thing I did was go and turn loads of things on and see what it did. And then I went through it bit by bit. Kind of like, work out of how things play nice with each other. But it's finding those things where the things that technically maybe you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Produces crazy results.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden you've got
and we're just doing one prompt as well. I mean, once you start scheduling in prompts, I think it's easier to start with one prompt to keep it simple. Maybe I could have turned off this hybrid motion as well. I hate those errors. Right, it's finishing up, so we get to see the final result. Even with that cadence of 4, with all these extra things turned on, it was still quite a slow video.
You just need a faster video card.
Yeah. 5090. Apparently that's going to be free.
I can't get a faster video card. I tried.
Well, the 5090 apparently is coming out, but it's probably meant to be three times faster. I think it's probably going to be 3 times the cost. So, ooh,
yeah, this is crazy.
Ooh, so it's doing it on that.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it sounds good with the beat as well. Right, we'll drop this one into the. Going into Per's Discord.
This is cool. Really big name says the hybrid motion is what's tearing it apart. If you use hybrid motion with Cadence, you shouldn't use Cadence flow as well.
Okay. I kind of liked the fact that it was being torn apart though.
How do I maintain that?
So what did he say? I just don't use Cadence flow if I'm using hybrid motion. Turn that off then.
If you use hybrid motion with Cadence, you shouldn't use Cadence flow as well.
Okay. What are we going to do now? Oh, but we can use temporal flow, right?
Mm.
What about optical flow down the bottom?
Use it all.
Yeah, did I just drop that in? Yeah, you can listen to it with the sounds in the Discord, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's. Oh, I'm going to drop one of these really. Another
crazy full screen. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to change the prompt again. Go back to some weird stuff. Okay. Cadence, temporal flow. I've turned off cadence. Let's turn on some compositing. No, let's just run this with what really big names recommendations. Turn the cadence flow off. Let's see if he's given any.
I mean, it could be cool to just low-key troll him and keep doing the wrong settings over and over again.
There are no such thing as wrong settings. If it generates, it's only wrong if it doesn't work.
There's no error. It's working.
Yeah. Let's do this with another prompt. So I've turned off the cadence flow warp factor 20 settings.
Reefman says this is cool. Norseman says awesome stuff. Ken says, have you messed with Parsec for creation of keyframes from audio files for Deforum?
I haven't dived in because I started with the notebook and Parsec didn't work with the notebook. I'd spent so much time getting used to FrameSync, and it was only last June that I actually got my own GPU and started using the web UI. There was so much to start learning with the web UI that the Parsec was just another thing, and I still haven't. But I can see the really cool things that people do with the prompt blending and stuff like that. So I should dive into it. But I've just got so quick with FrameSync, and I just got used to not being able to use Parsec with the notebook. But I mean, I recommend people go and have a look at Parsec because it does a lot of these things you can do in FrameSync and a lot more.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I was just always used to using like Wiggle and stuff like that to generate camera.
Yeah, I was using all that as well before FrameSync come out.
But like everything I saw that was made with Parsec was insane. So like I was always in the back of my mind, I got to get Parsec going. I never did, but
and it does a lot, and you've got a lot more control. Like
so
over
cool.
here, when you use FrameSync, it's kind of a fixed wave. I think in Parsec you can actually go in and edit your own waves, and you can load audio files, and it does all prompt blend.
And you can like do multiple interpolated things. Yeah, like
it's crazy.
It's
crazy.
It's
but there's just like so many lists of tools to learn and jump around.
Really big name says, yeah, as always, you can get cool effects by mixing stuff. Just some things aren't made to mix. Yeah. True. Norseman, so many knobs to turn. Yeah, exactly. Really big name. Optical flow generation is an older feature. Uses extra generations, so it'll take twice as long to do it. He says, yeah, that you have too many things on. Basically, if you just use hybrid compositing and hybrid motion, you can get away with higher cadence, but stuff like morphological will tear.
That tearing to me looks absolutely great. I just want to control a bit more when it comes on and off. I
don't know how
I've stopped that render. I'm going to turn the cadence. There is some schedules, and I was trying to do schedules, but I think some of my other settings were interacting with it, so it wasn't working. But I've turned off cadence now. I was doing this the other day, and I was only seeing stuff when I turned on cadence. Let's see what happens here. If we set this to none, because I don't have cadence on, what happens if I go to 3 color really big name? Will that help?
There's a bit of a delay.
I put cadence one on.
There's a bit of a delay on the stream because I've got the captioning on. So
the thing is, I put cadence on because I know I was playing with this the other day. There's something I've got set somewhere else that was affecting it. So should I turn temporal flow off? Let's just try to turn that off. Let's see what really big name says. And I'm just going to use these morphological settings, which is some crazy stuff. Oh, leave it on grayscale. All right. Why did you put it in there then? Right, grayscale.
No, I asked. Temporal flow and morphological flow aren't really made for hybrid video. Would have done cool stuff. Oh, he still hasn't answered that. I just asked in chat what we're supposed to do there.
Okay, so I turn the hybrid video input. I'm only using the motion, so it shouldn't really. Okay, I tell you what, let's turn off anything to do with hybrid motion. I like that motion. Set this to none. We'll just go with the keyframes. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't look like it's working, I'll change some of my subseed settings and we'll just do like a regular deforum with a higher strength.
Cool.
Because that might be breaking it a bit.
They rely on previous frames, but when using video, each frame is new. Still looks cool. Skabloom. Nice. Damn, well, we've been kicking for over 2.5. We're almost reaching the 2.5 hour mark. This is lots of Deforum.
It's gone a bit crazy. Sorry, guys, at the end here, but I'm still learning how to use all these new.
That's the thing. Factors. We can. I mean, I could do this all night. This is like.
Yeah.
This is the fun part of.
I'm still having fun.
Of using these tools is just like trying stuff.
And this is what we're doing, isn't it? When we're playing around with stuff by ourselves, we're just doing the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually one of the main reasons I wanted to start streaming this stuff, is like to demystify this process a bit, because it really is just like caveman like grabbing stuff and going, how's this? So like it's not this stuff isn't hard. It's not scary. And I think especially people that are new to it and they see maybe some people like if we've been doing it a bit longer and they see these amazing things we're making. And they probably sort of, it gets a bit intimidating. But when we start trying these things as well, we're still just like completely like, I don't know what I'm doing, turn stuff up, break it. First generations of stuff are hilariously bad. It always is.
Yeah.
But, you learn to iterate. You learn to edit and bring your stuff down.
Even now, this, though, I've got that. See, I think I'm going to have to change some of my other settings because I don't see it doing much. I don't think it's doing what it's intended to do, this morphological. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's not sort of doing these weird stuff. And it might be something to do with this subseed and the low strength. It's all I can think. Unless I haven't got these schedules right.
The SDXL stuff looks great. It looks so good.
Yeah, ProtoVision is such a good model as well.
These are
ProtoVision XL,
great, like
brilliant.
just frames. Like these are
Shout out
great,
to
just generations.
Soul Guitarist for that model.
Yeah, I gotta play with that one more.
Yeah, there's a lot in there. For me, it sort of just generates the most consistently interesting and wide range of subjects. If I load up some of the other ones, and you'll get them, and they might be really good for like portrait photos or aim towards some sort of anime or something like that. I don't think ProtoVision maybe doesn't do the anime stuff so good, but I don't usually go down that route anyway. I do this sort of weird stuff. Or
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, this
similar.
does do illustrates stuff.
These are crazy. These pigs are crazy. They look great.
Yeah, I know, they're crazy. I don't think the morphological stuff's doing what it should do, but
This is a
we're
good
gonna
run
get a
either
nice
way.
video at the end
I
anyway.
like this one. I like I like it.
Yeah. Easy pig man. Yeah, it looks pretty consistent, these frames as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this one's going to be really cool.
Yeah, just got that little bounce and the little zoom. So there's no there's no that audio reactive video I made. I turned that off.
Oh, okay. So it's not.
So it's not doing some little glitchy bouncies. It's just all keyframes.
Cool.
And this, which I think I've got set wrong. I need to play with it more. What I'll do is I'll do it again in a minute, and I'll just set the seed back to. I'll turn off the subseed. We'll do like a standard Deforum settings. We'll get that noisy, but I think that might make the morphological react more. Let's see what Big Brain says.
These look so good.
Yeah, it's a good prompt. Let's have a look. We'll tell everyone what the prompt is here. So we've got analog film photo. So, oh, by the way, if you've used the Deforum Studio, we've got all these styles in it, but you can actually just import those styles. It's just a GitHub repo. There's an extension you can load in into Automatic 111. If you look up SDXL Styles Web UI or something, maybe we'll find the link in a minute. You can install the extension here, and this just has all these like styles. They just basically add stuff to your prompt. Unfortunately, it won't add them straight into Deforum, but have I got it on this other page here? If I've got an image, yeah. So you can turn them on. If you turn one on, my original prompt was just monkey hybrid octopus. So this psychedelic style and all this stuff afterwards was added by this extension here. So if you want to get one and pass it over to Deforum, just generate an image, and then underneath it you'll get the full prompts with the stuff added in. I mean, I've recopied that in. So originally it would have just looked like monkey octopus hybrid. So, and then you've got a whole list of styles, and you can generate all the styles in order. I think there's 76 styles there, so you could do like a batch of 76, find the ones that you like the most. And so this is using analog film photo, a mutant human pig with a big mouth and weird teeth in a cute pastel color palette, faded film, desaturated, 35mm photo, grainy vignette, vintage, Kodachrome, lomography, stained, highly detailed found footage. Now, all of that is added by those styles I just showed you. I just typed in a human pig with a big mouth and with teeth in a cute pastel color palette. That was my input.
They're just munching on some chips there like a psychopath.
Oh,
forgive you.
That's all right. Yeah, so when you use the settings that I've got for the for my presets, because we have to use a low strength, it means that it increases it does more steps each generation. So these do take a bit longer if you're doing a normal deform video, but you get that smoothness as a result of it.
Right.
If you start going up, you can sometimes creep up above 0.4, go up to 0.5, depends on how much movement you've got, but you'll start to get the baking. So like 0.4 is like a good safe. Sometimes you have to drop it down below. I mean, you might get a couple of frames where you'll see it all looks really highlighted. And if you want to run it again, you can pinpoint that frame and then just drop the strength down by like down to 0.38 or something like that. But, this has been working well with this prompt so far. So it's overriding.
Just loving this style. Like these pigs came out so freaking cool.
Yeah, I don't think the prompt is overriding the changes. I think it's my strength. Yeah, enough. You need enough strength. Yeah, because I'm using a low strength for my settings, we'll turn those off. This is going to be a cool video anyway. This mutant pigman's cool.
In general, the lower your strength, the shorter your animation takes, right?
No, the longer.
Is it longer? It's the other way?
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Yeah, because the strength works opposite way to it does inside text to image to image over here, and that it would do in comfy. So the lower strength is less like your yeah.
So that's
it does more frames,
not the strength of the dream.
So it does more frames. It works the opposite direction. The higher you get it, will be closer to the previous image, and the lower.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But we have to use it lower with my settings. It gets complicated, but if you play around with it, it'll make sense. Okay, let's load this one in, and then I'll drop it in the Discord.
Wow, that's really cool. Oh, that's so trippy.
Right. Yeah, not quite as audio reactive without the beat, without that input video. I'll just drop this in the Discord, and then we'll just reset some of the settings and see if we see more of this morphological stuff. Okay, so
that looks crazy.
We'll go back, and I'm going to turn this back to iter, and we'll turn off this subseed stuff.
The way the skin bounces around, and oh man.
Yeah, we'll put this back up to like 0.65, which is what you'd typically do with Deforum if you're not using these subseed settings. Let's see. All right, maybe if I don't schedule it, I'll turn off this crazy schedule of something I was experimenting with the other day. I cut it. And then one is full, but I know when reallybigname sent me one of these settings files for this, he did go higher. So let's go higher. He's going to tell me no. Iteration schedule. Do I need 3? Let's see if he's going to catch up in the chat.
I'm actually amazed that your animation isn't changing more with 0.4 strength. Denoising strength is inverse of strength. Yeah. I have to work with the subseed stuff.
It doesn't change.
Yeah.
It doesn't change so much because we're basically using a fixed seed, and we're just blending between 2 fixed seeds slightly. Well, there we go. There's the magic of doing that. Everyone was trying to work out how to do it into Deforum. I managed to work it out.
No, that's really cool. I haven't seen the subseed stuff before, so it's really cool.
Yeah,
I've seen the option, but I never clicked on it because I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I was playing with it, but it wasn't until I decided to go with a fixed seed and subseeds, which kind of is like one of those things. It
totally makes sense.
Yeah, but it doesn't at first because you think, no, fixed seed, and that's all going to go a mess. But
but you do want it to move.
And then it did look like a mess.
Bit. Yeah,
and then I slowly just nudged the strength down, and then I put the thing, and it all came together.
That's cool.
Okay, so we've turned all that off anyway.
All right, you said 3 for both is very high, maybe 3 with 1 iteration. It all depends on the strength, though. There are balances.
Yeah, I've turned the strength back up to 0.65 now because I've turned the subseed stuff off. So we're going to leave it on fine. We're going to leave it at 3. Let's see what happens. This should this might run a bit quicker because the strength's back up to high. We'll leave Mr. Piggy on. It's a really good prompt. I have to make some music videos of it.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's
Man.
doing. Is it? Oh, it's breaking it up a bit. I don't know.
Whoa.
It's got albino. I don't know if this is the morphological stuff.
Oh,
What the hell is
that's
going on?
yeah, it's
It's got
getting
like
really
bright sunlight.
it's getting really bright. Yeah, it's like
Washed out, yeah.
exposure. Yeah, exposure's going up. That's
I'm
some
not
fixed
sure.
seed nonsense. Some that's what I used to get with fixed seed stuff a lot.
I've
Where
turned the fixed
things
seed
would,
off
like,
though.
no, I just mean
I've
like
turned it off. Yeah,
that's my memory of using fixed seed
right.
at Deforum is
Yeah,
things
it's
sort
worse
of
than
like
fixed seed.
baking in like
Yeah,
burnout on a TV
yeah,
or whatever, like just sort of.
yeah. That's what happens unless you use those other settings. I'm not sure if
RBN says it might be your color coherence.
I set it to MKL.
Yeah,
What should I
maybe
set it to?
off. Maybe turn it off.
Turn it off?
Or
Is that what it
lab.
says?
No, I don't know. He
It's
just
got
says it
MKL.
might be that.
Oh,
Oh,
I
because it's
think
going
he
to the
was
first
using.
frame. Because it's all going to the same as the first frame. That might be what it's doing. If the first frame was all washed out.
Let's see what he comes up with. I kind of like what it's doing though, but look, see how it's quite different to the other pig one? This is like putting extra stuff in there.
Now Dilate is showing. If you're curious to learn more about
Yes.
subseeds, there's more info in Parsec tutorial 2 around 7 minutes. Oh, thanks, Robin.
Yeah, and when I was learning about subseeds, because there's very little information out about there, I did watch Robin's video, and like, yeah, he does quite a good job explaining it.
Cool.
It's still quite a mystery though. I had to kind of like still trying to piece together in my own head what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on MKL, so hopefully that's all right. It's dilating. Apparently, it's dilating. So there we go.
Oh, so crazy. This should be a pretty intense video.
Yeah, it's got very softy, pastel-y, more pastel than it had before.
Yeah, I kind of like it though. It's like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting. Looks like
washed out.
old
I mean,
self.
if you want to
digital
change the
camera
contrast
pictures.
afterwards, you can. But it's mashing up the image a bit. But I'm not quite sure if it doesn't quite look like what I saw on some of RBN's videos. But maybe that's to do with scheduling as well of some of these. Where was we? Flow tools. Did I leave loop compositing still on? Will that make a difference? RBN. Should I turn that off with
blending
with this other stuff?
Says he's not sure
I know
about
about clip skip.
either.
I think I've got clip skip turned off, to be honest with you. Where is it? Clip skip is in the noise settings, I think. No. Oh, clip skip is, I don't often use it. Motion, coherence, noise, blur, anti-blur. I can't remember where the clip skip schedule is. There's a clip skip schedule.
Yeah,
I've got it set to 2.
Oh, there it is. Enable
We'll
clip
set it
skip
to 1.
scheduling. It's down there. It's
Is
like
it?
a button underneath the very first thing. Go up. Yeah, see underneath the.
Oh
CFG
yeah,
scale.
yeah. Okay. But I didn't have it on, but I had that set to 2.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just turn that to 1 next time, because then
This
it's
is
not
loop compositing is mellowing it out for sure.
Oh, okay. Right.
So
we'll
it's dilating on the grayscale because you have it set to grayscale. But if you change it to 3 color, it'll dilate each channel separately. So it might
told me not
be
to
differently.
do the 3 color. Okay. Right. So if I set this back to none, it will turn this off.
And then the other settings won't matter. Hopefully.
I presume so. Unless I need to turn this to none as well. That should definitely turn it off.
That should none it.
Okay, and then we've only got 2 minutes. We'll let this play out. The
Pastel
piggy party.
I think this is gonna be cool. Pastel piggy. Just making pastel piggies on stream, you know, the usual. It is getting like washed outer and washed outer and washed outer. It's crazy.
I actually like the first one I did where I had everything on and it was destroying the image. It was brilliant.
That is a freaky pig.
Yeah.
One freaky
Happy
pig, man.
birthday.
Yeah,
Here's dinner.
Here's your pig with extra teeth. Here's your mutated pig.
He is very happy.
Well, he's at his
Norseman.
party. He's at his birthday party. He's about to get cake. Of course, he's stoked. That one looks like he did something.
He's going a bit horsey, isn't he?
Yeah.
Horse piggy. Or something, dog. He's got like a bit of a human neck going on. Weird.
Yeah. Now it's turning into some kind of crazy creature. Good Lord. The bottom color coherence type is the best. HK, MKL, HK, or the one right before it. Says our.
All right, well, let's go for what we've been told by the big brain. Right, okay.
So one of the second
Oh,
in the color coherence.
Yeah, I know. I just going to the wrong spot.
Yeah. He said the bottom
The last
one or
one.
second last. Yeah, either one.
We'll do that then. That's fine. Before, after, or do we want to do it just after or before?
I don't know.
A delayed response. Well, by the time we play this, we might get a response. What's the lag like on this? 5 minutes, a couple of minutes, minute?
I don't even think it's that long. I think it's about 30 seconds maybe. It's just
right.
it takes a second to do the closed captioning. I found out
yeah, of course.
Which is good because you know, some people want to watch it on mute and just have the
right. Dear, I'm going to be closed captioned. Well, I've never done any streaming or been on YouTube before. It's not been as scary as I thought it was.
No, it's chill. Everyone's cool, man.
Yeah.
We got a great community here.
Yeah. It's great. Right. Let's have a look what happened with this one, and then we'll hit that again.
Except for the people here tonight. They're the worst.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Christian Bach says, in all my years as a dentist, I've never seen anything like in this stream. Sorry, man.
Have we got a dentist in the house? This is perfect. No. This is what happens when you don't go to the dentist, little piggy. I'll drop that in. Did you want to see that again? That's pretty cool, actually.
Oh, yeah. The dilation is crazy. It's crazy. I can see what it's doing, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
No, this is great, RBN. This is great.
And this is just like with your normal Deforum, classic settings, I'd call them. Okay, let me find that, and we'll drop that over to the Discord here. Discord crew. Okay.
Yeah, we need to make and assemble some like grid videos of what the different settings do, so you can sort of visualize them, because there's so much power here, and yeah, this is crazy.
I'll just play that again. I can't find the video, so I'm trying to drop it.
I love that dilation. It's so interesting.
Yesterday, hang on.
Oh, that's so cool.
I can't find the file because I'm just trying to find it from my laptop to put over here. It's not updating.
This is great. Piggy's getting down.
Okay, I'll drop that in the Discord in a minute because I'm just having trouble on my laptop. And we'll just
no worries, man.
We'll so we've changed the color coherence, which is what reallybigname recommended to us.
Yeah.
First frame. I don't know if he gave us any details on whether we should be doing the before, after. Or
he
after,
said before after is best. It takes a little longer, but it's worth it.
Okay, so I think we turned off all the settings he said there. I don't know if the CFG scale down at 4 will. Maybe if it was washing out, maybe we'll turn that up because that. I'll go to 6.
It might help. Yeah, it might help.
I'll go to 6. We've got strength 65. Yeah, let's just go for it. I think I did all the other settings he said. We turned off the loop compositing. We're working backwards instead of turning things on one by one. We're turning them off one by one. Okay, this is more saturated looking so far. And let's see if it goes. Ooh. I can't drop it in there at the moment because network's slow. Because
This looks crazy.
Yeah, and look at the colors.
Oh
Wow.
my god!
My God! And you can see the same prompts of like, what it was doing before. Look at the teeth on that now. How does
Just
it come
realized I
up
have
with
lunch
these
on
things?
my shirt. That's fun.
Green. Oh, I often find it on my shirt. Quickly
You
trying
can't
to
eat
eat
without
while I'm
spilling. Yeah, I can't. How do you eat
get
without
back
spilling?
Yeah. I've got more. I've shaved my beard off the other week. It was getting too big, so there's less beard to catch the
I
food.
had to bring this down a bit. It was getting like
I had my winter
redonkulous.
beard on it, even though here in the UK it still feels a bit wintry.
Yeah, it's been warming up here a bit, but it's still a little chilly.
Okay.
A little chilly. This is the most unhinged pig birthday party I have ever seen.
Yes.
I love these, like they look like photos with too much flash, like crappy digital camera photos from the late 90s and stuff. It's a really cool vibe.
This analog film photo.
Vintage Kodachrome. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
which is in the SDX Styles.
Yeah.
So you can get those on GitHub and install it into Automatic 111, or let's find it here quickly. SDXL Styles Web UI. I think that should find it.
RBN says Aunt Carol.
GitHub.
That's mean.
Oh,
that's mean to
Style
Aunt Carol.
selector. SDXL style.
I like using the noise offset LoRa or the flashlight LoRa. Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah, so this is an extension. I think this is the one I got.
Style selector.
Yeah, this will install into the web UI. I think this is the one. Yeah.
Cool.
Extension, but you can just open up the JSON file and it will have all these styles in it here. So you can just and then all you need to do is like take the prompts basically, and you've got a negative prompt, and where it says prompt here, you just replace those brackets and the word prompt with your prompt.
Nice.
Put the negative in the negative. But you can, if you use the web UI all the time, just install the extension.
Yeah.
Or whatever works well for you, or just get the whole list of them. Yeah, and there's some really good ones in there, and then you can alter the words if you want to take them out, or get some good for inspiration to take some words. Let's see how Piggy's doing. Oh my God, no dear. Hopefully it's not. That's going a bit.
Oh my God, she's gonna turn into a pig.
Dilation
is so insane. No, I love that. That dilation is so crazy for dreaming, because when it settles again, it's just like bigger nightmares. Like it's like we're just enlarging the nightmares.
YouTube doesn't look at what we're doing.
So this is an educational stream. We can, pretty much do anything. I checked the terms. There's a guy on YouTube that waxes his butthole live on camera, full screen, and it's an educational video, and it's fine. So I think we're good.
Oh dear.
Plus, we're not intentionally making nudes and
kids'
stuff.
birthday pig parties.
This is art, my friend. This is art.
Yeah, we're all right.
That being said, please don't report us for no reason.
Realise if you use Dilate with negative flow, that's the same as erode with positive flow. Okay, I have to try and get my head around that. Yeah, we need to go and break into more of these flow, because I think this is what RBN recommended to me the other day of sticking with. But there's a whole list here, and you can just click and copy them to the clipboard and paste them in.
Nice.
I think you could go. I'm quite keen to try random and random. Might just copy that to the next one, and then it will just switch them up.
Robin says, Purge, you seem to have some intuitive understanding of what dilation is doing. Can you expand on that a bit?
Yeah,
Expand.
someone explained to
Yeah,
me because
so like you see how the pixels themselves are getting bigger like postage stamps. And then when it
right.
redreams, like you can
Oh,
see
okay.
everything puffs out because it's like it's dilating, blurring each sort of pixel and then redreaming really fast.
Right.
So if you
So
were to
this is why you're
erode,
getting.
it would do the opposite. It would encroach on itself. It would pull in, suck in. So that's why what I think anyway. That's why RBN said if you do it in reverse, they're the opposite effect. It's because it's either blowing it up or shrinking it down. And then redreaming really quickly. So if you extrapolate that, then the open would open, the closed one would be like closing, and then so yeah, like ideally you could try all the different ones. Yeah, and you expand on that a bit. That's good. That's good stuff.
We're going to go to random and random next. And obviously you can schedule these here. So you can frame number, you can change them. And I'm not going to bother doing that now.
Yeah, it's CV2 Morphology X function, you goddamn dweebs. How do you not know this?
Yeah. There is a whole, I don't know if Really Big Name can put some links in there. There's like, there's some links to all that stuff if people want to do some heavy reading.
Yeah, I think only I can.
There's a load of OP.
CV2 Morphology X.
Yeah, there's like a open CV. I think there's like a whole documentation for it.
Enjoy, nerds.
Oh, hang on, I might have an issue. No, it's all right. My screen's just going to go weird because my other TV turned off.
Oh,
and it's put everything onto one.
Random
screen.
will be pretty crazy, but if you're doing long cadence cycle stuff, it keeps the same operation. Okay, cool. And RBN says there's already a link in the expandable help that explains.
Oh, there we go. There's already a link. Random will be pretty crazy, but if you're doing long cadence cycle stuff, it keeps the same operation kernel. Okay, well, we're going to go for pretty crazy. And should we stick with the pigs?
Yeah, loving the pigs. They're great.
Okay, we'll have the pigs. We'll stick with the pigs. And we're going to go with random and random. And I'm just going to leave all the other things. Let's go to 3-color. I said no earlier, but let's see what happens. Oh, it's done. Did I drop the other animation in? I didn't, did I?
Last one is no. I think
we're still missing
behind.
a couple now. Yeah. Oh, look at that! It's breaking up. Let's just show this one.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I meant by the dilation. It's definitely everything's expanding.
It's insane.
Yeah, Mark's gonna drop them in the Discord. We're just
yeah, whoa. And look what this random's doing now.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, sorry, because I've started a generation, I can't drop them in because I've got.
No worries, man.
Pull them over my Wi-Fi onto my laptop to go onto Discord, and it's just a bit slow at trying to handle all this. Like next time, just remind me to drop them in.
This is crazy. Look at this.
Generate. Yeah, so I suppose we could have and you can obviously also schedule this flow factor to turn it on and off, I guess, to go to 0, and then you want it on for certain frames. I think does it have to be whole numbers?
This is insane. Yeah, screw using Deforum, right? You can only do nonsense like this locally.
You can do this.
Dilate, erode, top hat, black hat, pipe.
Okay, I'll drop
It'll
set
pick one
that.
of them randomly. Oh, I see. Nice. So you can pick which ones it will pick randomly from.
Okay.
That's cool.
I'm just going to drop that in here because I need to. Oh no, I have to copy that over. I haven't got Discord open on the PC. I could copy it over. Dilate, erode, top hat plus black hat / random.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, these pigs are unfriendly. The smiles have gotten quite menacing. Open and close don't do much without a lot of iterations. Oh, okay. I guess Dilate, erode, top hat, and black hat do work with few iterations. Less than several. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, bop, bop. You can also do things like this if you want to dilate 2/3 of the time. Okay. I think we're about to get a formula here.
I'm just going to drop some of those videos. I've got hold of them now.
Nice.
Into the Discord. We've got Discord open on my PC, just on the other screen. I think I've got the right one. Yeah, that should be the one that goes.
God, that's crazy.
Albino. And then I'll put the other one that we just generated after that. And then I need to hopefully, if I know what I can do. I'm gonna grab those. Yeah, this is doing some really wild things. It's more like a boar now, isn't it? A wild pig.
It looks like origami, like paper mache, like folded paper mache paper. That's crazy. Very trippy.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got this that last schedule that let's put that in for the next run. So we're going to set this.
You said you can try dilate plus erode and then pipe rect.
Oh, I've got dilate, erode plus top, dilate plus random. Erode plus top hat plus black hat.
There should be
type random.
Yeah.
That's the first one he gave me.
Let's do that.
And this is on 3 color. I don't know what. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
It's a proper horror show. So hang on, we had loop conform on before and it was stopping it. We'll leave it. We won't touch the other settings. So. Oh, that's got a bit more normal pig face.
Whoa.
It's mashed up.
Yeah, I love it when it just like splatters. Goes crazy.
Yeah. All these weird little shapes.
And then these crazy pigs get formed out of them.
This was with random pipe random, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, the last one I did was random pipe random. Whoa.
So cool.
So we're going to keep with the pig prompts. We'll keep with the pig prompt because we can tell what it's doing then.
Yeah. That's actually another good tip is when doing stuff like this, like you keeping your prompt the same is usually like when you find
Yeah,
something,
I
just
could I could have
stick
put it
with
on a
it.
could have put it on a fixed seed. Did I have a fixed seed? I did actually. I'm using the same seed as well. 2024. Right.
RBN says when it goes crazy, that's probably top hat, black hat, or gradient.
Yeah, I haven't actually run it with. Oh, I see. Yeah, because I had it on random, so it's gone through those.
Yeah.
So we can add all those together with the plus
Yeah, I think he
signs
said that will just randomly choose between those four.
between those four.
Yeah.
Right. And then we've got the random. Did he say to use that with React though, with a rectangle?
No, that's for
I'll
if
just
you wanted to do
okay.
dilate, erode rectangle. So it would
Okay,
be
we'll leave it on
like it
random
would
because
go dilate, then erode, dilate, then erode.
okay, I'll leave it on random. That's the schedule that he gave us before. Okay, so we're going to open up that video. I think it's this one. I think it's ready. Ooh. Weird. I'll drop that in the Discord and we'll start another one.
It looks great. So trippy.
Yeah, I mean, we probably could try a trippy prompts as well, but I'll go with the pig. I would quite interested to see what it does with the octopus monkeys because that's quite psychedelic. We'll do another pig and then we can switch.
Well, thanks for
Okay,
hanging
so
out.
we're...
Robin's gonna dip, but thanks for hanging out, Robin.
Oh,
Appreciate.
cheers. Yeah, and if everyone doesn't know, Robin's been like doing lots of excellent updates to Deforum and keeping it all running and building out Deforum Studio and got
Amazing.
Deforum working in Forge for us and things like that.
That's so cool. Have a great night.
And whoa,
As the pigs get all crazy.
love it. It's like some crazy paper
Jeez.
collage.
Yeah, surrealist.
Well, this is just on. I mean, I should do some scheduling to turn that on and off. Really.
Yeah, you could even do that to the music.
Mm. Yeah, what beats was I using again on this? Hang on. Let's see if we can do. I'm still not quite sure the values that I use on this. If it has to be whole numbers,
March of
we
the
can do some
Pigs.
experiments. Milk 82.
Top Hat and Black Hat are still going crazy. Yeah. It's a great crazy, though.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a great crazy.
This is Chainsaw Massacre. Astal Chainsaw Massacre pig.
This last one is really cool. I like when it solidifies the glitch. Like it's... Yeah, trippy. Dilate and erode are the safer ones. All the other ones are based on those behind the scenes in the function. Oh, they're just kind of like... Yeah, I get it. Polyurethane foam madness with a softcore soundtrack. Yeah, really. You get some old softcore porn music from the 90s and just like off VHS.
I haven't tried prompting for that in Suno yet. Maybe we can get some softcore porn
with that like
music
the tape, all the tape hiss and the like warble, and you can even do that in post. Just take it into I think that's what that have you heard Obscurest Vinyl?
No.
On YouTube, check out Obscurest Vinyl someday. It's this guy making AI music. You've probably heard one already.
Right.
They're so funny. It's like 50s like country and Motown and like some, like 70s rock and stuff. It's just fantastic. 'Cause, 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 'c It's so funny. This looks good. This looks really good. This looks like a whole new art style. Like, I don't even know how to describe it.
And that's a good bit.
Interpolation glitch artifacts turned into solid ideas with the AI. It's a very cool concept. It looks great.
Gonna drop a video that I made the other day. Ooh. Drop one into Discord I was making the other day with the mouth and the audio react stuff. But I was doing some hybrid compositing to get the mouth to actually sort of like the lips to react.
Oh yeah. These are crazy. Now it looks like they're made of like Post-it notes and cardboard and drywall.
That's only 5 seconds. Oh, I've got the wrong one in there.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh my god. You've entered the Cronenberg's part of the museum. Oh my god. Oh, this is nightmare fuel. I love it. It's funny. I always on my streams, if people don't come up with prompts fast enough, I always threaten that I'm gonna make cursed Teletubby stuff, and it works, man.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that shit. But I love making like cursed Teletubby stuff, like the crazy like lighting of the television show, but like, you know,
Right. Yeah.
just,
Yeah. It's all
like
that.
totally creepy imagery. Like, yeah, it's so fun.
The Teletubbies were. I remember when I think it was like after being out late one night, and sort of obviously late one night, it comes on early in the morning, doesn't it? It's like, what is this?
It is so trippy, even in its normal form.
Yeah. I was like, do they show this to children?
Oh god. Don't show this to children.
No. Let's see if we can. What else we've got up here? Oh, this might be quite good as well. I'm going to switch the prompt up for another one.
Right on. I think this will be the last one for the night.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, got a few more minutes. This is done. Battery's nearly dead on the laptop. Fair play to the people who stuck around to watch all these muted, deformed pigs.
Been at this for over 3 hours. This is great.
We started off with some fairly pretty looking animation and smooth animations,
and then it got into hell mode, which is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, Frank Cody off the chart with Teletubbies. I might start do a few little runs with some Teletubbies and drop them in the Discord in a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, do you have anything you want to talk about? You want to plug? You got anything coming up you want to tell the people about? What do you got?
Not really. Just like I've got. If you can find me Safety Mark on YouTube, you can watch some of the music videos I make. and on Twitter. I'll just be like, I might start doing a few little, like a bit more, probably thought about tutorials for people to do some cool stuff into Forum, but I
Nice.
might also just start playing around with Comfy. Because I feel like I've lagged behind. Yeah, but I could probably do both.
Yeah,
I
do
just play
both.
this.
This is great. Oh man.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just love the way it like rips apart, rematerializes as a new thought, and then yeah,
Kind
you
of like
guys like I know I've said it 16 times, but you got to look at them on the Discord. Look at them full screen.
Yeah.
Look at the MP4s. Like the stream is not doing it justice. These look super cool. Like crazy good. SDXL is so wicked. Like I'm so jealous about the Deforum and SDXL thing now.
Yeah. So there isn't no one's sort of come up with the Hotshot XL was the AnimateDiff version, was it?
Yeah, but it's 8 frame context window
Right.
versus
Okay.
the 16 frames of ADIF. So
Right. I wonder if someone will come up with something, or maybe people might just wait for SD3 before they
that's
start
what's happened, I think.
building out any new tools. Yeah.
When you think about the amount of compute it would take to render a 16-second SDXL model, I bet you they're just like, we'll just do that when SD3 comes out. So
yeah,
hopefully we'll just get a long one to start with. If we had even a 32 frame animation model for SD3, that would be a game changer.
Yeah.
But yeah, a real game changer, not the Twitter kind of game changer.
Oh yeah, game changer. It's like, I know you see these things. It's like, yeah, that's just
total
these
game
open source
changer.
tools that we've been playing with for
total
ages.
Game changer. I love the game changer posts when it's like a code and no models drop, like or a paper and no models drop, or a paper and no code, no models drop. It's like
great.
Yeah, so we built this thing in a lab that you can't play with.
You'll never get to use it.
It's a game changer. It's like, in 6 years when we get to play with it.
When Microsoft trains it and they lock it behind a paywall. Yeah.
We need a second part. Cool. Yeah, I think I'll be having Mark back on soon to do another Discord.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we should do it again. I've had fun, actually. I've had fun.
Yeah, this was really
I'll
good.
try and get to grips more with some of these tools, and we can play around with some things more.
It's great. Yeah, it's so nice. Thanks, Really Big Name, for coming out and helping us with the
thanks for helping us.
Thanks to everybody else who hangs out all the time. And if you want to get at me, get at the Discord. Come hang out with us. Dump your stuff in AI animation. If you make stuff with the stuff I teach you, tag me. I want to see it. Send it to me. Put it on Discord. Send it, DM it, whatever. I want to see it. Hit up the Patreon if you want to support what we do. And that's basically it. I got another stream coming this week. I'll be doing probably Monday or Tuesday, and we'll be going back into Comfy, doing more AnimateDiff stuff with motion models and sort of the weird stuff I've been into lately. So yeah, we'll make some more nightmares in a different software next week. But enjoy your weekend, everybody, and thanks as always for spending your time here, because 3.5 hours is a long time to watch two nerds play with Deforum, and we appreciate you.
Pig and teeth.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, and thanks for looking at all our nightmares.
Yeah.
And you're welcome for all the new nightmares. But yeah, have a great night, everybody. Thanks again, Mark, and we'll see you all very soon.